Chapter 51 Creating a Chinese Comic Girl Group. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liangchen and Su Lin concentrated on discussing the sword dance and the classical costumes, which made Su Lin very interested. Normally, these girls dance in sexy skirts, and after watching them for a long time, they felt a little tired of them. Su Lin suddenly found this novel thing very interesting. "What are you two whispering about?" At this time, Lan Xiaodai saw Liangchen and Su Lin discussing something attentively, so she came over curiously. "Senior sister, Xiaochen is planning to design a sword dance for these girls. We are discussing how to design costumes. Sword dance. This is quite interesting." Hearing what Su Lin said, Lan Xiaodai suddenly became interested and quickly called several other teachers over. "Sister. You don't want Xiaochen to learn to dance, do you? That scene must be beautiful. Xiaochen, show it to us so we can see it." Lan Xiaoling, Mu Qingxue and others stared at Liangchen and said with a smile. They had a strange idea in their hearts. If this little guy was allowed to dance, it would be beautiful. No need. I just want to design a sword dance and let several seniors practice it. This can also improve the swordsmanship of several seniors and kill two birds with one stone. Liangchen recalled Gongsun Li's graceful dancing in the game in his mind, but he only had to replace the umbrella with a sword. This is a good idea, you can try it. Girls, come here, there's a new dance. Lan Xiaodai asked Shui Binger and others to stop, intending to let these girls give it a try. "Dean, what kind of dance is this?" Shui Wu and others asked curiously. "Xiaochen, show me." Lan Xiaodai pushed Liangchen out, thinking that this little guy is proficient in everything, and he can't let him fall behind in dancing. "Okay. I'll show you the movements that come to mind, and you can record them with the Soul Power Crystal Imager." Liangchen worked hard so that he could watch Shui Binger and the others dance Gongsun Li's dance in the future. "Don't worry. We will record the video." Su Lin and Lan Xiaodai took out the Soul Crystal Imaging device and prepared to record Liangchen's movements. This kind of Soul Power Crystal Imager can also be regarded as a technological product in Douluo Continent. This kind of instrument is used in major soul fighting arenas to project soul fighting events. "Brother Xiaochen, let us see the sword dance you designed." Shui Binger, Shui Wu and others were looking forward to seeing this little guy dance. Even the old Dean Shui Lingfeng was interested. After all, she had never heard of sword dance, a new dance. "I'm ready to start, everyone, please stop laughing." Liangchen also worked hard to see these beauties dancing the beautiful sword dance in the future. "Don't worry. Brother Xiaochen, we have received professional training and generally don't laugh unless we can't help it." As professional dancers, Shui Binger, Shui Wu and others also wanted to see what kind of dance this little guy could create. Liangchen took out his sword, closed his eyes, recalled Gongsun Li's dance moves, and then started dancing. Swish, swish, swish. The prototype of Gongsun Li is the swordswoman Gongsun Auntie. She was a peerless dancer during the Kaiyuan period of the Tang dynasty. She was especially good at sword dancing and could command the whole world with her sword dance. The poet sage once watched Lady Gongsun's disciples dancing swords, and was immediately astonished. He even wrote a poem to praise Lady Gongsun's legend. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful lady named Gongsun. When she danced with her sword, she moved all directions. The viewer is as depressed as the mountains, and the heaven and earth are depressed for a long time. The sword light reflects on the neon clothes, the crimson lips and beaded sleeves ride on the clouds. It comes like thunder to calm down its wrath, and ends like a river and sea condensed with green light. Looking across the stage, I wonder what it was like 1,000 years ago. The horse is riding happily across the long street, with flowers blooming on the pomegranate skirt. Throw down the curtains and go with the wind. Look back at all the living beings, turning into the long eyebrows of distant mountains, just to please myself. Not seeking appreciation, you can also observe stars, write articles, and travel to distant places. The sword is sharp, the spirit is unparalleled, and you will be as good as your son in life. the dance pavilion and singing stage are a small area, and the formation is like a king, holding a sword in both hands. Open your eyes and look back, the road ahead is vast, your destiny is in your hands. After Liangchen finished the sword dance, he lamented that this dance was extraordinary. Without a certain level of martial arts training, he would never be able to practice it. The legendary Tang San auntie was also a master of swordsmanship, so she could dance such a legendary sword dance. After Liangchen finished practicing, he looked at everyone and found that everyone was stunned and petrified. "I'm done practicing, do you remember?" Liangchen said to wake everyone up. "What did you just see?" "I saw sword shadows all over the sky dancing with an extraordinary fairy. It was so beautiful. I seemed to see thousands of troops and thousands of horses, and the light of a sword chilled 19 states. This little guy is really a genius. He can perform such a beautiful dance with only a sword." Lan Xiaodai, Su Lin, Mu Qingxue and others woke up and nodded in praise. "Brother Xiaochen, you are great, teach us quickly." "Brother Chen, I didn't expect you to really be able to dance." Shui Binger, Shui Yuer, Zhu Zhuqing, Shui Wu and others gathered around and begged Liangchen to teach them. "No need to be so exaggerated, right? It's just a sword dance." Liangchen didn't think he was a good dancer, it was just like practicing a set of sword skills. "Xiao Chen, take a look at your previous sword dance." Su Lin activated the soul power crystal imaging device, and in an instant, Liangchen's previous sword dance was displayed on the crystal. Those free and easy movements really looked like an immortal dancing. "No way. Is this what I danced before?" Liangchen rehearsed Gong Sun Li's dance, but he didn't expect it to have such an effect. "This is the sword dance you danced before. It's so beautiful. Brother Xiaochen, practice it a few more times, and we will learn from you." Shui Binger and Shui Wu begged Liangchen to show those moves again. "Okay. Then follow my movements and practice." Seeing that these beauties were eager to learn, Liangchen had no choice but to perform another sword dance, and these beauties also took out their long swords and started dancing along with them. Swish, swish, swish. Seeing Liangchen's elegant footwork and his free and easy movements, Lan Xiaodai and the others were very amazed. This little guy's talent is so incredible, he can learn anything. Probably because he is proficient in swordsmanship, he can perform such a beautiful sword dance. After struggling for 3 hours, Liangchen taught Shui Binger and others. It was not easy for them to learn these sword dances. "Yeah. I finally learned it. Yeah. In order to practice these moves, my waist almost broke, but it was worth it." After Shui Binger, Shui Wu, Shui Yuer and others learned how to use the sword, they cheered excitedly and chattered non-stop like a group of orioles. "Xiao Chen, your sword dance should be paired with a piece of music, and the effect will be even more perfect. How about you work harder and compose a song?" Su Lin and Lan Xiaodai felt that such a beautiful sword dance should be paired with nice music, and everyone also wanted to see what else this little guy couldn't learn. "I'll try it another day." As for the music, Liangchen could find any famous Chinese-style song in his mind that could match the swordsmanship. After all, he had listened to countless famous Chinese-style songs in his previous life, such as The Peerless Dancer and The Stranger in the World, and the sword Qi Xing itself has songs, and Liangchen's favorite is the one Ni Shui Han pushed, which sounds more interesting. The party lasted until 12 o'clock in the morning, and everyone returned to their respective residences to rest. Zhu Zhuqing officially entered school the next morning and studied and practiced with Shui Binger and the others. Zhu Zhuqing cherished this opportunity and worked very hard. Liangchen also returned to a peaceful cultivation life. Because he didn't have to go to school, he could sleep until 8 o'clock every day. This morning, Liangchen got a big flower pot and planted the blue silver emperor on the balcony so that she could enjoy the most sunlight. Planting a single blue silver emperor seemed too abrupt, so Liangchen planted a few more. There are several peonies planted in a flower pot. "Sister Ayin, this place allows you to enjoy the best sunshine, do you like it?" That while Liangchen was watering the blue silver emperor, he was communicating with her with his soul. The water he was watering her now was mixed with soul power pills, which could help her improve her cultivation. I like it so much, Xiaochen, thank you. Absorbing the pill you gave me last time allowed me to recover to a 100-year-old cultivation level. I don't know how long it will take to recover to a 100,000-year-old cultivation level again. If I could transform, I could take care of your daily life, but unfortunately I can't do that now. Blue Silver Emperor stretched out its fresh branches and wrapped them around Yi Liangchen's hand, his movements extremely gentle. Sister Yin, there is no need to say anything in return. Just practice hard. When I find the treasures of heaven and earth, I may be able to quickly help you restore your cultivation. By the way, Sister Yin, I also got a soul bone in the cave before. I think it should be yours. Yi Liangchen took out the 100,000-year-old right leg bone of the Blue Silver Emperor and placed it in front of the Blue Silver Emperor. Hey! This is the soul bone left after I sacrificed it, and Tang Hao actually didn't absorb it. By the way, I remembered that Tang Hao's soul bone was already full, so he couldn't absorb it. Xiaochen, please absorb this soul bone quickly. This is how I repay your kindness for rescuing me from the cage in the cave. The Blue Silver Emperor stretched out a branch, directly rolled up the right leg soul bone, and embedded it into Yi Liangchen's right leg, urging him to absorb it. Sister Yin, this is your soul bone. Are you going to let me absorb it? That is expected of the gentle and kind-hearted Blue Silver Emperor. Yi Liangchen was really touched by her kindness. Xiaochen, there is nothing I can do to help you now. I only have this soul bone, so just absorb it. The stronger you become, the safer it is for me. Blue Silver Emperor is now Yi Liangchen's pet, so of course she has to consider her master. Okay. Thank you Sister Yin. I will definitely help you restore your cultivation to 100,000 years in the future. Seeing how generous the Blue Silver Emperor was, Yi Liangchen was not polite and directly used his soul power to pull the Blue Silver Emperor's soul bone, attached it to his leg, and then used his mental power to communicate with it to integrate it into his right leg. Buzzing. The Blue Silver Emperor's soul bone burst out with a burst of blue light, covering Yi Liangchen. After a few seconds, it had integrated into his right leg, and Yin also used his soul power to help Yi Liangchen fuse the soul bone. At this moment, Yi Liangchen closed his eyes, as if he was in a blue world, very comfortable. Suddenly, a stunning blue-haired woman appeared in front of him, with a smile on his face, and he opened his arms to hold Yi Liangchen in his arms with very gentle movements. Oh my God! Isn't this what the Blue Silver Emperor looks like after it transforms? Unexpectedly, there is still a trace of her soul consciousness remaining in the soul bone. Hiss. As expected of a goddess sister, this is too gentle and I can't stand it. Half an hour later, the soul bone had been perfectly integrated into Yi Liangchen's right leg, causing his soul power to instantly break through to level 40. Sister Yin, when I absorbed the soul bone, I saw you transformed in my soul consciousness. You are so beautiful. After Yi Liangchen woke up, he saw that the Blue Silver Emperor was still wrapping his vines around his right leg, so he used his soul to communicate with her. Ah! Xiaochen, did you successfully absorb it? Yin took back her vines and was very happy when Xiaochen praised her for her beauty. It has been absorbed successfully, thank you Sister Yin. Xiaochen, you're welcome. Sister Yin, I'm going down to practice, and I'll come see you later. Go! After Yi Liangchen said goodbye to Yin, he came downstairs and started cooking. After having a delicious meal, he began to practice various exercises. Now that the soul power has been raised to level 40, wait 10 days and a half before getting the 4th soul ring. Yi Liangchen has decided to go to the Sunset Forest to obtain the 4th soul ring. When the time comes, he will also bring the fairy grass of the ice and fire eyes. If he does not take this kind of treasure, he will be struck by lightning. A few days later, Su Lin came to Jingxian Villa and asked Yi Liangchen to compose music and design costumes for the previous sword dance. Xiaochen, have you thought about it? I've thought about it a long time ago. Yi Liangchen handed the drawn clothing drawings to Su Lin. These clothes were drawn according to Gong Sunli's style and could be used directly by Su Lin and others to make costumes. However, Liangchen deleted the bunny ears. Xiao Chen, I didn't expect these clothes you designed to be so beautiful. Su Lin looked at the beautiful clothes styles and the pictures and thought that this little guy is very thoughtful. Teacher Su Lin, thank you. Liangchen waved his hand indifferently. How could this be his own design? It's just what I drew from memory. Have you thought about the song? Su Lin asked, tilting her head. I've thought about it a long time ago. The songs have been written. There are 3 lyrics in total for you to choose from. Liangchen gave Su Lin the 3 lyrics of Sword Artifact, The Shocking Guest and The Peerless Dancer, and the music score was also written. The Gong Sun family in the sword shop was changed to the Nameless family. Otherwise, if they asked who the Gong Sun family was, Liangchen would not be able to explain it. Liangchen had listened to these songs countless times in his previous life, and now he just transferred them over. Ha ha ha. Xiaochen, the music you composed is so nice. Su Lin hummed a few lines according to the music score and found it very pleasant. Liangchen thought that after Shui Binger and the others were exposed to these songs, they might become addicted. In this way, he could create a Chinese comic girl group. Then let's go to the dance studio and let those girls practice. No problem. Liangchen followed Su Lin to the dance studio, and then saw Shui Binger and a group of beauties practicing dance. Zhu Zhuqing was also with them. It seemed that she had completely integrated into the life of the college. Everyone practiced very vigorously. Liangchen greeted everyone. Brother Xiaochen, I'm just waiting for you to compose the music for the dance. That when Shui Binger, Shui Wu and others saw Liangchen coming, they gathered around him. Girls, Xiaochen has designed the costumes, lyrics, and tunes. Take a look. Su Lin showed the songs and clothing pictures to Shui Binger and the others. Frankly speaking, these 3 songs were very beautiful and she had never heard them before. Wow! This costume is so beautiful. Swordsmanship. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful lady with no name, and her sword dance moved the world. A surprising guest in the world. Another spring has passed, the wind is blowing, the clouds are rolling, the breeze is white, the sails are light, and I have half a day to spare, sailing on the clear water. The peerless dancer, the beacon smoke is ignited, the beauty is chaotic, the rouge sheds tears, and the red clouds are dyed. These songs are so beautiful and catchy. A group of girls stared at the 3 songs and started humming according to the score. They were suddenly pleasantly surprised. Brother Chen, what else can't you do? Zhu Zhuqing tilted his head and looked at Liangchen, thinking that besides not being able to give birth to children, this guy might be able to do everything else. Don't exaggerate me. Liangchen waved his hands calmly. These things were not created by himself, but were written directly from his memory. With the songs in hand, the Tianshui girl group began to train seriously. With the cooperation of several music teachers, everyone rehearsed these 3 songs together and started new training. Su Lin also ordered several sets of classical clothes based on the clothes designed by Liangchen. After these beauties put them on, their style and temperament immediately changed. Before, they took a sexy route, but now they are dignified, virtuous, and gentle. Full of classical beauty, when these beauties danced, Liangchen felt like a group of Gong Sunli dancing, it was so eye-catching. Chapter 52 Yu Xiaogang, a popular man. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liangchen's sword dance and 3 famous Chinese songs caused a stir in Tianshui College. Especially Gong Sunli's costume was deeply loved by teachers and students, so the college customized this costume for the students. Clothing, as another school uniform, forms a fashion style. Half a month passed in the blink of an eye. Liangchen planned to go out to obtain the 4th soul ring, and went to the ice and fire eyes to collect the fairy grass. That night, Liangchen cooked a dinner and called his relatives to gather together, as well as the little kitten. You brat, when did your soul power break through level 40? You didn't even tell us. After eating, Sisters Shui Lingfeng and Lan Xiaodai checked Yi Liangchen's soul power and found that this little guy had quietly broken through level 40. It broke through half a month ago. Yi Liangchen felt that it was just breaking through level 40 and there was nothing to make a fuss about, so he didn't tell anyone else. Brother Chen, you can get the fourth soul ring again. Zhu Zhuqin thought that he was only level 33 now, and there was a big gap between him and this man. Brother Xiaochen's cultivation has improved too fast. I'm only level 39. I can't catch up no matter how hard I try. Sister, I'm only level 37. Shui Binger and Shui Yuer thought they had improved quickly enough by practicing Hunyuan Ju and 5 Elements Divine Fist, but compared with this little guy, they were nothing. Xiaochen, you have exceeded level 40. When do you plan to obtain the fourth soul ring? Lan Xiaodai stared at Yi Liangchen and asked, after all, this little guy now has his own opinion. We'll leave tomorrow. I can go alone. Yi Liangchen is going to the Sunset Forest this time. It is very convenient for him to do it alone. Anyway, now he has enough cards to save his life. No, your fourth spirit ring is also 10,000 years old. You are hunting 10,000-year spirit beasts by yourself. Are you kidding me? Lan Xiaodai and the others felt that this little guy was simply audacious, wanting to hunt down the 10,000-year-old soul beast all by himself. Aunt Lan, you have forgotten that I can ask Tian for help. With his help, a mere 10,000-year-old soul beast will not matter. Yi Liangchen now has a big killer weapon in his hand, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. There is no way that the 10,000-year soul beast can block a shot from Barrett 22 Malawian Quachas. That's right. With the help of Senior Tian, this is not a problem. Xiao Chen, remember to ask him for help. Don't take risks alone. That when Lan Xiaodai and the others thought of the super strong man, they immediately felt relieved. Don't worry, I won't take my life for granted. Yi Liangchen didn't plan to go to Tian this time, but directly used a gun to deal with it. No soul beast could withstand the bullet attack of Barrett 22 Malawian Quachas. Brother Chen, who is Tian? Zhu Zhuqin was very curious when he heard that Yi Liangchen had a powerful protector. A super strong person, stronger than Aunt Lan. I estimate that he should have level 99 strength and be an extreme Douluo. Level 99. This is too awesome. Hearing what Yi Liangchen said, Shui Lingfeng, Zhu Zhuqin, and Shui Binger were all shocked. Sister Lan Xiaodai was a little better, after all, they had met Tian. Daughter, have you ever seen Tian show his strength before? Shui Lingfeng had never met Tian and didn't know the opponent's strength. She was shocked when the little guy said that the opponent was a ultimate Douluo. I don't know the strength of Senior Tian, but the opponent's aura is countless times stronger than mine. With my current strength, I may not be able to withstand a single move in front of him. Lan Xiaodai thought of all the people she met in the Lake of Life, all of whom were super strong. Now that she thought about it, her brat's background was pretty big. When we first met Senior Tian and Bai Ji, we felt that they were unfathomable. Lan Xiaoling recalled the scene back then and felt that she couldn't stand even one look from Tian. Zhu Zhuqin was very happy when he heard that Yi Liangchen still had such great power behind him, and he was also grateful for his original choice. Before going to bed at night, Yi Liangchen came to Lanianhuang and asked her if she would follow him on a long trip. Sister Ayin, I am going to the Sunset Forest this time. Do you want to go with me? Yi Liangchen used his soul to communicate with the Blue-Silver Emperor and felt that it would be safer to travel with it. Of course I want to go. Xiaochen, there are many soul beasts in the Sunset Forest, and there are also many medicinal materials. I will go with you and help you find the medicinal materials. I have absorbed your elixir during this period, and my cultivation has recovered to 2,000 years. I can leave the flower pot and hide in you. After the Blue-Silver Emperor finished speaking, he left the flower pot and shrank into a 20 centimeters long blue-silver grass. It got into Yi Liangchen's arms and stuck to his chest. Yi Liangchen was shocked by this operation of Blue-Silver Emperor. If he continues like this, he will turn into Chaomengda sooner or later. Sister Ayin, why did you get into my arms? Xiaochen, you are my master now, of course I have to follow you. Okay. As long as you like it. Anyway, I have soul power pills that you can absorb directly, so that you can increase your cultivation. Xiaochen, thank you. I'm staying with you to be safe. The two elders around you are titled Douluo. I don't dare to stay at home alone. Don't worry, Sister Ayin. They won't hurt you. Besides, you are just a weak blue-silver grass now, and others won't care about you. Liangchen also didn't expect that the blue-silver emperor had absorbed a large amount of elixirs during this period, and actually improved to 2,000 years of cultivation, and could also leave the flower pot. This way, he could go out alone and have someone to accompany him. Talking is no longer boring. Early the next morning, Liangchen said goodbye to everyone and left the school again. When you go out, you should be careful and take care of yourself. Remember to hide your face and don't cause trouble. Sister Lan Xiaodai told Liangchen to be careful. As the saying goes, the mother is worried when her son travels thousands of miles. In their hearts, the little guy is their son. Don't worry. I'll be careful. Liangchen waved to the two elders and walked towards the school gate. Brother Xiaochen, please don't kidnap a girl back this time, otherwise Binger and the others will be jealous. At this time, Shui Wu's voice came from a distance, followed by Shui Binger, Shui Wu, Yu Heru and others running from a distance to see Liangchen off. Senior sisters, something is very wrong with you. Hearing Shui Wu's voice, Liangchen almost staggered. Shui Wu, can you be more serious? Shui Binger rolled her eyes at Shui Wu. Brother Xiaochen, don't cause trouble when you go out, you know. Shui Binger warned Liangchen. To be honest, she was really afraid that he would kidnap another girl and come back. Xiaochen, I want you to stop provoking Taohua, otherwise we will punish you when you come back. Shui Yuer said in a weird way, thinking that if this little guy does it again, wait until he comes back and take him down directly. Yuer, are you planning to attack Brother Xiaochen? The sisters support you. Upon seeing this, Shui Wu, Yu Heru and others immediately started to cheer. Brother Chen, you have to be careful. Zhu Zhuqing really wanted to go out with Liangchen. Those days were so comfortable, but now the other party is hunting the 10,000-year-old soul beast. His own strength does not allow it, and he can't help even if he goes there. Busy. Every one of you is wrong, go to class quickly. When I come back, I will bring you good gifts. Looking at these beauties who looked like gangsters, Liangchen shook his head helplessly, waved to everyone, and walked out of the school. It is said that the 6 monsters of Shrek Academy and Zhao Wuji went through a thrilling journey in the Star Do Forest in order to help Oscar obtain the 3rd soul ring. In the end, Oscar, Tang San, and Xiao Wu broke through to the Soul Master, and Oscar's soul ring remained unchanged. Tang San had changed a lot. He only hunted and killed a 1,700-year-old man-faced demon spider, but did not obtain the attached soul bone, nor did he meet Mengyiran. After Titan giant ape Erming took Xiao Wu away, he told her a shocking news, saying that if you meet a very good-looking human boy, remember to make friends with him. He also said that that boy will change the fate of the soul beast in the future. After Xiao Wu gathered the 3rd soul ring with doubts, she returned to Shrek's group, secretly thinking that the one who changed the fate of the soul beast could be her 3rd brother. But my 3rd brother doesn't look good either. The current Tang San has not yet awakened the blue-silver emperor, and his appearance is ordinary. Compared to Dai Mubai and Oscar's appearance, it is still a bit inferior. However, Xiao Wu is a spirit beast. She and Tang San have known each other since they were 6 years old, and their relationship is already very deep. She doesn't care much about appearance, and she doesn't really believe in the boy who the Titan giant ape said changed the fate of the spirit beast. In her heart, her 3rd brother is the best. After Shrek and his party returned to Shrek Academy without any incident, when Zhao Wuji told Flanders about the thrilling journey in the Star Forest, Flanders was shocked. Fortunately, nothing happened to Tang San and Ning Rongrong, otherwise all the Shrek teachers would be in trouble. Boss, what exactly is the bull roar that Xiao Wu said? It can even scare the Titan ape. Zhao Wuji asked curiously. You ask me, who am I asking? Flanders spread his hands, he had never heard of such a thing. If your guess is correct, it should be the azure bull python. At this time, Tang San's teacher Yu Xiaogang came to Flanders and Zhao Wuji. Azure bull python? Flanders and Zhao Wuji were stunned. I was fortunate enough to hear a strong man say that the azure bull python is a 100,000-year soul beast. Yu Xiaogang talked about the azure bull python to Zhao Wuji and Flender, which made them admire them very much, and Yu Xiaogang also enjoyed this feeling, when Flanders mentioned that Tang San had obtained the third spirit ring, and that it was also a 1,700-year-old man-faced demon spider. Yu Xiaogang was immediately pleasantly surprised, and kept praising his apprentice as the most outstanding genius in the world, at the same age. Among men, no one can compare. The third spirit ring that Yu Xiaogang arranged for Tang San was the man-faced demon spider. That boy could listen to his own arrangements, and he also successfully absorbed the 1,700-year-old man-faced demon spider spirit ring, which gave him a great sense of accomplishment. Once you do that, your theory can be proven. Xiaogang, Tang San is indeed excellent, but to say that he is the most outstanding genius in the entire continent, I dare not agree. Seeing that his old friend was acting like a trustworthy man, Flanders warned him not to brag too much. Fland, you don't agree with Xiao San's talent? Yu Xiaogang felt a little unhappy when he saw that his old friend was a little abnormal. Master, Tang San is indeed excellent, but we have seen even better geniuses. Zhao Wuji couldn't stand it anymore. He had one hand and 4 ribs broken by Tang Hao just because of Tang San. He didn't have a very good impression of Tang San. I thought that Tang San was so vicious at such a young age, so he turned out to be Master Jade's apprentice. Zhao Wuji expressed doubts about Yu Xiaogang's character. He could teach such a sinister and vicious apprentice. This guy was by no means a good person. Yu Xiaogang was now labeled as having a bad character by Zhao Wuji. Oh. Is there any genius better than Xiao San? Who is it? How old is he? What is a martial spirit? How about matching the spirit rings? Yu Xiaogang heard that there was someone who was a better genius than Tang San. Although he was a little unhappy, he still wanted to know the other person's background. I don't know, when we met that little guy a few years ago, he was only 8 years old, and his soul power was as high as level 23, but he could directly press Dai Mubai to the ground and rub him without using his martial soul. You must know that at that time Dai Mubai already has level 25 soul power, but he has no power to fight back in front of that little guy. Last month, the little guy pretended to be an ordinary person and came to my store to buy things. I found that his soul power was close to that of the Soul Sect. Now that I count, he is only 11 years old. Flender slowly told the two of them about the matter, but he didn't mention a word about his intention to extort the young man's gold soul coin. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Approaching the Soul Sect at the age of 11? How is it possible? Fland, are you kidding? Even if the opponent is born with full soul power, it is impossible for him to cultivate to the level of the Soul Sect in 5 years. Yu Xiaogang stood up suddenly, not believing what Flanders said. In his own opinion, Tang San was always the best genius among his peers, just because he had a hammer spirit. That is the best martial spirit in the world. Xiaogang, do you think it is necessary for me to joke with you? Flanders spread his hands, feeling that his old friend was too crazy. Ha! Flanders, even if you are right, so what? In addition to the blue-silver grass, Xiao San also has another martial spirit. In order to convince Flanders, Yu Xiaogang didn't even hide Tang San's second martial spirit. Anyway, Tang San had joined Shrek Academy now, and he felt there was no need to hide it from Flanders. Twin martial souls. That boy Tang San is quite capable. It's been nearly a month since he joined the academy, and we still don't know that he is a twin martial spirit. Flanders and Zhao Wuji were pleasantly surprised when they learned that Tang San was a twin martial spirit. Once the twin martial spirits grew into title Douluo, they would be absolutely invincible in the world. Flanders, now you know why I accepted Tang San as my disciple. Yu Xiaogang put his hands behind his back, pretending to be a master, with his back to Flanders and Zhao Wuji, showing off to them his ability to see people. Boss, then Tang San's other martial spirit is the clear sky hammer. It's so strange that the hammer and blue-silver grass can become his martial spirit. You ask me, who should I ask? Flanders and Zhao Wuji were also confused and knew nothing about this situation. Flanders, Teacher Zhao, please keep the matter about Xiaosan's twin martial souls a secret. Don't worry, Xiaogang. As teachers, we will naturally protect the secrets of our students. The three of them chatted with each other for a while. Under Flanders' persuasion, Yu Xiaogang also joined Sect Academy. At first, he pretended to dislike it, but later said that he stayed because of his mistress. Zhao Wuji felt that Yu Xiaogang was very pretentious. He obviously wanted to stay, but he pretended to dislike him. However, he was a good brother of Flanders, so he couldn't say anything. After understanding the situation of Shrek's other 5 students, Yu Xiaogang felt very good and planned to build the Shrek 6 monsters into a team with Tang San as the core. However, there is still one team member missing, which makes him feel that there is something wrong with it, and Dai Mubai and Fatty Ma have many problems, which gives Yu Xiaogang a bit of a headache, but he believes that under his guidance, these little monsters will become talents. Chapter 53 Blue-Silver Emperor Pendant. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tiando City is the imperial capital of the Tiando Empire and the largest and most prosperous city in the empire. After half a month of travel, Liangchen finally arrived at this imperial city. Looking at this prosperous imperial capital, Liangchen decided to take a stroll in this city. Sister Ayin, have you ever been to Tiando City back then? Liangchen used his soul to communicate with the blue-silver emperor. Now this blue-silver grass has become his personal pendant, introducing himself to the places she has walked along the way. Xiao Chen, I also came to Tiando City back then and know some places. Ayin followed Tang Hao and Tang Xiao brothers everywhere in his previous life, so he naturally visited Tiando City as well. Sister Ayin, if you had chosen Tang Xiao back then, you might not have died. Liangchen joked that Tang Xiao really liked the blue-silver emperor. When he finally saw the blue-silver emperor choose Tang Hao, he quit automatically, just like Flanders who liked Lu Erlong. Xiao Chen, don't talk anymore. Those are all things from my last life. Everything has disappeared with my death. Seeing that this little guy was actually teasing her, Lanianhuang used her leaves to tickle his chest. After following Liangchen for so long, her character became more and more lively. During this half-month, Ayin absorbed dozens of jade flower pills, and her cultivation level increased by another 1,000 years. Now she has 3,000 years of cultivation level, and she can grow to more than 3 meters tall, and her branches have also become as thick as a big bowl. It usually shrinks itself to 20 centimeters and hides it in Liangchen's arms. Okay. Sister Ayin, stop scratching, I won't tell you, let's go shopping. Liangchen couldn't stand it when Ayin used its leaves to tickle him. He didn't expect that this blue-silver grass would play such a trick. There are some beautiful places in Tiando City. You can go and see them. Blue-silver emperor quietly stretched out a small leaf from the collar of Liangchen's clothes, feeling the prosperity of Tiando City, but she only dared to reveal a little bit, for fear that someone strong would discover her identity as a soul beast. Fortunately, she had always by sticking it on Liangchen's chest. You can use his breath to hide the spirit beast's breath. Liangchen spent 2 days shopping in Tiando City, bought 2 good medicinal cauldrons, and rushed directly to the Sunset Forest. After all, finding the ice and fire eyes in the Sunset Forest could not be done in a short time. The Sunset Forest is located a few hundred miles east of Tiando City. Although this soul beast forest is not as big as the Star Do Forest, it has a wide variety of soul beasts, especially many high-quality soul beasts. It is the second largest after the Star Do Forest. Wild Soul Beast Forest, Liangchen spent a few days and leisurely arrived at the edge of the Sunset Forest. What he saw was a forest full of towering trees. At this moment, Liangchen was standing on a large tree 100 meters high. His consciousness was spread out, sensing all living creatures within a radius of 2,000 meters. As long as he found a powerful soul beast, he would avoid it directly and not come into contact with those soul beasts. First of all, the first thing to look at is to find the ice and fire eyes. Arriving in the forest, the blue-silver emperor got out of Liangchen's clothes and lay on his shoulders, feeling the natural atmosphere in the forest. Xiao Chen, there are some phoenix spirit grasses 20 meters away. Sister Yin, are you sure? Sure, I'm familiar with the smell of these herbs. Hearing what Yin said, Liangchen quickly flew forward. Fengling Kao was one of the medicinal materials for refining the Yuhua pill. Sure enough, for phoenix spirit grass plants were found in the gaps between several stones. Liangchen picked them carefully and put them in his game backpack, so as to maintain the medicinal effect. For most of the next day, Blue-Silver Emperor used his familiarity with various medicinal herbs to continuously search for medicinal herbs for Liangchen. Sister Yin, I feel like you are very talented in medicine. Xiao Chen, in my last life, I was 100,000-year-old soul beast, and I was also a plant soul beast. I am naturally very familiar with various medicinal herbs. For a long time after I transformed into a human form, I worked in some marginal villages to help people cure. Sister Yin, when you first transformed into a human form, you must have been a little girl at that time. You dared to go to the human world. You were quite courageous. There is no other way. After our soul beast reaches 100,000 years of cultivation, 1,000 years later, we will face a natural catastrophe. Most of the 100,000-year-old soul beasts cannot withstand a natural catastrophe, so I chose to transform into a human form. If he cultivated to level 100 again, he would be immortal. Unfortunately, he met Tang Hao later and died after he had only cultivated to level 70. He only lived for more than 30 years. God is really cruel to our soul beast clan. Sister Yin, don't think about that. I will change the world when I become stronger. Yeah. I believe you will change the world. The Blue-Silver Emperor believed in Liangchen from the bottom of his heart. This little guy was able to improve his cultivation from less than 10 years to 3,000 years in just over a month. This method was simply amazing. In the evening, Liangchen found a small dry cave, blocked the entrance with some stones, and planned to spend the night here. Spending the night in the Soul Beast Forest, Liangchen did not dare to sleep, otherwise the consequences would be serious. When the Blue-Silver Emperor learned that this guy didn't dare to rest, as a pet, she naturally took the initiative to help him keep vigil. Xiao Chen, go to sleep. I'll help you keep watch. I have 3,000 years of cultivation now, so there's no need to worry. Liangchen waved his hand. Sister Yin, it's too risky. Don't worry, I am the Blue-Silver Emperor. I can sense the situation outside through the thousands of blue-silver grasses outside the cave entrance. If there is danger, I will wake you up. Liangchen thought it was right. As the Blue-Silver Emperor, Yin could naturally sense other animals through other blue-silver grasses. Then thank you Sister Yin. Liangchen also didn't expect that when he brought the Blue-Silver Emperor to the Soul Beast Forest, it could also be used as an early warning. Now he didn't have to worry about being unable to sleep at night. Besides, the Blue-Silver Emperor was now his pet, so she also it is impossible to harm yourself. Swish, swish, swish. Xiao Chen, go to sleep. I'll help you watch. The Blue-Silver Emperor became more than 3 meters tall and used dozens of vines from his body to weave a simple bed for Liangchen to lie on. Sister Yin, are you sure these vines won't break? Liangchen touched the soft vines with his hands, fearing that they would break if he fell asleep on them. Xiao Chen, do you think I am one of those ordinary blue-silver grasses? I have 3,000 years of cultivation now, and the vines are very tough, so don't worry. Yin saw that Liangchen was looking down on her, so she wrapped him with several other vines and sent him to the bed she knitted. Xiao Chen, how are you? Now you believe it. Blue-Silver Emperor also waved his branch to show off his strength to Liangchen. Thank you, Sister Ayin. I'll go to bed then. You can take these pills and absorb them. Liangchen was also surprised to see this blue-silver emperor weaving a bed for herself, so he took out a bottle of jade flower pill and a bottle of soul power pill and asked her to absorb them to improve her cultivation. Xiaoqin, thank you. Blue-silver emperor rolled up the elixirs with branches, then began to absorb them, seizing the time to restore his cultivation. Liangchen lay on the bed made of rattan by the blue-silver emperor. He felt very comfortable, even more comfortable than the Simmons bed. He never expected that the blue-silver emperor would be so kind to him. Since she became his pet, he has never ordered her to do anything, and he doesn't know what influence she received in the game pet space. Forget it, don't worry about these things, as long as it does no harm to yourself. After thinking of this, Liangchen gradually fell into a deep sleep and began to discuss things with Duke Zhou. After the blue-silver emperor sensed that his master was asleep, he began to use his mental power to communicate with the countless blue-silver grass outside the cave entrance, always on guard. After a night of silence, the next morning, blue-silver emperor gently scratched Liangchen's face with a branch to wake him up. Xiaoqin, it's dawn. Lan Yinhuang's voice sounded in Liangchen's mind. Sister Ayin, is it dawn yet? Thank you for keeping vigil for me. After being awakened by the blue-silver emperor, Liangchen had no choice but to get up and prepare to start the search for fairy grass. You're welcome, this is what I should do. Blue-silver emperor shrunk his body to 20 centimeters and placed it directly on Liangchen's shoulder, like a personal pendant. Boom! Liangchen pushed away the stone at the entrance of the cave, walked out of the cave, and walked to a place with a water source, ready to wash up. After a while, Liangchen found a creek, and Lan Yinhuang jumped off his shoulders, extended the rhizome into the creek, and began to absorb some water. Suddenly a little rabbit appeared in front of him, passing in front of Liangchen. The blue-silver emperor instantly became more than 3 meters tall, and stretched out its vines like lightning, wrapping around the little rabbit. Swish! This operation shocked Liangchen, who was brushing his teeth and washing his face, so he asked curiously, Sister Ayin, you are moving very fast. Don't you like killing animals? Xiaoqin, I caught a little rabbit for you, you should bake it. The blue-silver emperor handed the little rabbit to Liangchen, but the little rabbit had already been strangled to death by the blue-silver emperor. Sister Ayin, have you ever had a leaf chewed by a little rabbit? Liangchen teased. Rabbits are the natural enemies of blue-silver grass. When I was a weak blue-silver grass, rabbits did eat the leaves. So I hate rabbits. Blue-silver emperor slowly talked about the experience of being chewed on leaves by a rabbit, and she did not hide it in front of her master. Then I'll bake this little rabbit. Thank you, Sister Ayin. Liangchen was not polite anymore, took the little rabbit, cleaned the fur and internal organs by the stream, and then started to make a fire to roast the rabbit meat. After a while, the fragrant roast rabbit meat was ready. The blue-silver emperor uses her mental power to communicate with the blue-silver grass within a few miles. If a powerful soul beast breaks into the surrounding area, she will receive the message. Sister Ayin, it's a pity that you can't transform now and can't eat this fragrant roast rabbit meat. While Liangchen was eating, he was communicating with the blue-silver emperor, wondering if she would directly attack Xiao Wu's rabbit if she encountered it in the future. It doesn't matter, Xiaoqin. Sooner or later, I will regain my 100,000-year-old cultivation. Ayin has only been following Liangchen for more than a month, and she has already restored her cultivation level of more than 3,000 years, which is hundreds of times faster than her cultivation alone. Sister Ayin, I know there is a pill called the transformation pill. When I find the medicinal materials, I will help you refine it. When the time comes, you can take the transformation pill and become a real person, so there is no need to worry. Liangchen did find the transformation pill in the elixir codex, but the medicinal materials are more difficult to find. I hope that the trip to the ice and fire eyes will be fruitful. Transformation pill. Xiaoqin, is there really such a magical pill? Sister Ayin, there is no need for me to lie to you. Xiaoqin, thank you. Hearing Liangchen talk about such a magical elixir, Yin was immediately surprised. Countless vines were swinging and he was very excited. Chapter 54 The Unlucky Golden Eagle Soul Beast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liangchen searched for 2 days in the sunset forest, but still couldn't find the ice and fire eyes, but he was not in a hurry. Anyway, there was still plenty of time, so he could look for it slowly. In the past 2 days, with the help of Blue Silver Emperor, Liangchen found a large number of precious medicinal materials, which was considered a good harvest. This morning, Liangchen found a hidden valley and prepared to start refining the elixir. Sister Yin, help me be on guard. I'm going to start refining the pill. After Liangchen gave instructions to Yin, he lit a big fire, set up a medicine cauldron, took out various medicinal materials, and started working. Don't worry, Xiaochen, I sense that the entire valley is safe and there are no powerful soul beasts. The Blue Silver Emperor transformed into a nearly 4-meter-tall blue silver tree, and his whole body erupted with blue light. He communicated with thousands of blue-silver grasses with his spiritual power, and guarded the entire valley. Half a day later, all the medicinal materials were consumed, and Liangchen also refined more than 100 jade flower pills and soul power pills. After the pills were released, bursts of rich fragrance of pills continued to float out of the valley. Xiaochen, hurry up, a powerful spirit beast is coming. At this time, Blue Silver Emperor Yin sensed a large wave of soul beasts flying towards this direction 2,000 to 3,000 meters away from the valley through the blue-silver grass. It seems they were attracted by Donxiang. Sister Yin, let's go. Good. The Blue-Silver Emperor shrank in an instant, and suddenly got into Liangchen's arms. Come on. I have some good stuff for you. Liangchen placed a few Yuhua pills on a big stone in the valley to attract the attention of the soul beasts, otherwise the soul beasts would target him. Swish, swish, swish. As soon as the attached soul bone moved, Liangchen flew out of the valley like an eagle. Ouch! Ho ho ho! Rustle! Liangchen flew thousands of meters away from the valley and landed on a large tree 100 meters high. He heard the roars of various beasts coming from the valley, and some trees were knocked down continuously. The whole valley was shaken. It became a pot of porridge. Buzzing. Liangchen swept his consciousness into the valley and found that there were at least dozens of soul beasts coming. All of them were more than 3,000 years old, and there were even a few 10,000-year soul beasts. Tweet. At this moment, a long roar came from 1,000 meters away, and a golden eagle with a wingspan of 20 meters flew towards the valley. The huge pressure made Liangchen feel very dangerous. Xiaochen, this is a golden eagle that is over 20,000 years old. Let's hide it. Blue Silver Emperor stretched out a branch from Liangchen's collar, and instantly felt the huge pressure. Sister Yin, this big bird is here, and the scene is lively now. Liangchen immediately hid in the leaves and watched the fight between the golden eagle and the soul beasts in the valley. Maybe there would be unexpected gains later. Tweet. Bang bang bang. The huge figure of the golden eagle swooped down into the valley. The trunks of some towering ancient trees were broken by the wings of the golden eagle, and the valley was in chaos. Ho ho ho. 1,000-year-old soul beasts began to flee in all directions. Golden eagles that were over 20,000 years old were equivalent to overlords in this area and were not something they could mess with. The remaining 3 powerful 10,000-year-old soul beasts did not leave. They were the 11,000-year-old scale-armored beast, the 12,000-year-old sky-splitting tiger, and the 13,000-year-old giant cyan python. They stood in different directions, staring. The pills on the stone exuded a strong aroma. Tweet. Hiss. The golden eagle took the lead and attacked the giant python directly. Birds and snakes are natural enemies, and they started fighting after meeting. Ho ho ho. Ouch. The sky-splitting tiger roared and rushed towards the big stone, but the scale-armored beast suddenly stood in front of it, and the two beasts started fighting. The 10,000-year soul beasts all opened their spiritual wisdom and knew that the elixir was a good thing that could improve their cultivation, so they refused to obey anyone. The fighting scene was very exciting. At this moment, the entire valley turned into a battlefield for 4 10,000-year soul beasts. Bang bang bang. Hearing the huge noise coming from the valley, the blue-silver emperor huddled in Liangchen's arms, trembling with fear. After all, she had only cultivated for more than 3,000 years, and in front of these 10,000-year-old soul beasts, she was just a little Kalami. Liangchen took out the Barrett 22 Malawian kwachas and looked at everything in the valley through the scope. Choo choo choo. At this time, the golden eagle flapped its wings, and the fallen feathers shot towards the scale beast and the sky-splitting tiger like steel knives, while its claws pierced into the body of the giant python like steel knives. Hiss. Bang bang. The giant python was in pain and kept twisting its dozens of meters long body, knocking down some big trees, and the scene was a mess. Ouch! The sky-splitting tiger and the scale beast were also unlucky enough to be shot in one eye by the golden eagle's arrow. In the end, the giant python, the scale beast, and the sky-splitting tiger escaped one after another, falling into a disadvantage in this battle, and the golden eagle won. Tweet, the golden eagle swallowed several pills on the stone and roared loudly, showing off his achievements like a victorious general. Pfft. At this moment, the golden eagle's head exploded as if it was hit by something. Before it had time to be happy, it died. If the golden eagle could talk, he would definitely shout, "Young people, do not follow martial ethics and engage in sneak attacks." The golden eagle's arrow feather-like attack attracted Liangchen's attention, so he directly shot the big bird with a shot of Barrett 22 Malawian kwachas, intending to use its soul ring as the fourth ring, and his own fourth soul. The skill is called Thorn of Life. It is an offensive soul skill, and it feels quite appropriate. Swish. Liangchen flew towards the valley, intending to absorb this soul ring and use it as the fourth soul ring. Sister Ain, help me keep an eye on it, I'm going to absorb this soul ring. Buzzing. At this moment, a large black circle had formed on the body of the golden eagle. Liangchen directly released the spirit of the goddess of life and used his mind to communicate with the golden eagle's soul ring. Xiao Chen, you actually killed this golden eagle. Blue-Silver Emperor didn't know how Liangchen killed the golden eagle, but as a pet, she wouldn't pry into her master's secrets. Don't take risks. Oh my god, your soul ring combination is so unbelievable. The Blue-Silver Emperor was originally worried about Liangchen, but after sensing the configuration of this guy's powerful martial soul and heaven-defying soul ring, he said nothing more and transformed into a body nearly 4 meters tall, guarding Liangchen's side. The golden eagle soul ring has a lifespan of 23,000 years. The soul ring was pulled and floated over Liangchen's martial spirit. In an instant, Liangchen felt a powerful energy constantly impacting every part of his body. However, Liangchen's current physique is stronger, and with the blessing of 3 soul bones, he can still withstand this power. In order to quickly dissolve this energy, Liangchen uses the Hunyuan Ju to disperse the energy to every part of his body. After an hour, the energy shock began to ease. The next step was to deal with the soul shock caused by the 10,000-year soul ring. In Liangchen's soul sea, a huge golden eagle appeared and grabbed him. Silly bird, this soul collision is simply a piece of cake for a loser like me. Liangchen's god-refining technique has reached the 4th level, and he is not afraid of any soul shock at all. He saw another Liangchen in the soul sea shoot out a golden light from his eyes, which directly caused the shadow of the golden eagle to dissipate. Once the soul shock is done, the next step will be much easier. All you need to do is slowly fuse the soul ring. Buzzing. 2 hours later, Liangchen successfully absorbed the soul ring, and a powerful aura erupted from his body, directly boosting his soul power to level 45. Because he had previously absorbed the 100,000-year-old soul bone of the Blue-Silver Emperor, coupled with the powerful soul blessing of the 23,000-year-old golden eagle soul ring, Liangchen suddenly broke through to level 45. Xiaochen, you succeeded. The Blue-Silver Emperor was very excited when he realized that Liangchen had successfully absorbed the 23,000-year-old golden eagle soul ring. Sister Ain, it's just a soul ring that's more than 20,000 years old. You can absorb it with just a little effort. The Thorn of Life. Liangchen planned to try the power of the fourth soul skill, but his hands turned into dozens of green spear-like spikes and shot into the distance with great power. Bang bang. The long green thorn shot into the soil and rocks 20 meters away, making bursts of explosions and splashing up bursts of dust, which was quite powerful. Not bad, this is a group attack skill. Liangchen was quite satisfied with this soul skill. The 23,000-year-old Golden Eagle's soul ring was also of extremely high quality. Xiaochen, I sense that there is a soul bone in this Golden Eagle. At this time, the blue-silver emperor stretched out the branch on the huge corpse of the Golden Eagle and felt a powerful energy. As a soul beast, she immediately understood that it was the soul bone. You're so lucky that you still have soul bones. Liangchen was also surprised. Could this be the halo of the protagonist? But the next moment I thought of the reason. Previously, the Golden Eagle defeated 3 10,000-year soul beasts and successfully obtained the elixir. Just when he was happy, he was shot in the head. He must have been unwilling to do so before he died, so this happened. Soul bone. Liangchen used his spiritual consciousness to sense the location of the Golden Eagle's soul bone, took out a long knife, and began to dissect the Golden Eagle's huge corpse. 10 minutes later, a trunk bone about 20 centimeters long appeared, radiating light and emitting a powerful soul power aura. Xiaochen, the skill produced by this torso bone is probably related to flying. Blue-silver emperor stretched out his branches and wrapped them around the soul bone. He sensed it with his mental power and guessed the skills in the soul bone. Put it away first. Although the quality of this soul bone is good, its age is a bit low. 23,000 years is too low for you. Sister Ayin, it's too low for me. When I first absorbed the wind and thunder wings of my external soul bone, it was 15,000 years old. Now it has grown to more than 25,000 years old. Let's leave this valley first. Liangchen put away his soul bones, took the blue-silver emperor, and directly activated the wind and thunder wings to fly out of the valley. Now that his soul power has reached level 45, Liangchen's flying speed is also faster. After a few minutes, he has flown 10 kilometers away from the valley. Originally, Liangchen wanted to find the fairy grass first, and then absorb the 10,000-year soul ring, but the plan could not keep up with the changes. The 23,000-year-old Golden Eagle's soul ring was hard to come by, so he solved the soul ring problem in advance. Fortunately, Liangchen was cheating, his body was strong enough, and with the blessing of 3 soul bones, he was able to absorb the Golden Eagle's soul ring that lasted for more than 20,000 years. After getting the 4th soul ring, it was already dusk. Liangchen carefully found a creek, took a bath, and then planned to find a safe place to rest. Xiaochen, you can just rest here. I'll help you guard it. With me here, you can sleep peacefully. The blue-silver emperor directly grew to about 4 meters, and as usual, several resilient vines were used to weave a sling bed for Liangchen to rest. Sister Ayin, it's too empty here and it's very dangerous. Don't worry, I can sense faraway places now. If there is any danger, I will take you away. Okay then. Thank you Sister Ayin. Now, with the blessing of a large amount of elixirs, the blue-silver emperor's cultivation level has improved very quickly. It has almost reached 4,000 years. Liangchen didn't show any politeness and just lay down on the soft sling bed and started to sleep. He was exhausted from absorbing more than 20,000 years of soul rings, and fell into a deep sleep after a while. Swish, swish, swish. The blue-silver emperor used some vines to weave a net and surrounded Liangchen, covering his breath. At the same time, a burst of blue light burst out from her body, communicating with the blue-silver grass within a radius of 2 kilometers, and she was always on guard. Drying Eye started working as a security guard. Chapter 55 Cutting Off Xiancao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a speechless night, Liangchen slept well with the blue-silver emperor as a security guard. The next morning, the blue-silver emperor's voice rang in his mind. Xiaochen, get up. Liangchen had no choice but to get up and start washing up. Now that he has the blue-silver emperor, he doesn't need to set up a tent to spend the night in the wild. Sister Ayin, thank you for your hard work. You're welcome. Where is Xiaochen going today? Continue to search in the Sunset Forest, and you may encounter some natural treasures. Okay, let's set off. Liangchen activated the attached soul bone and flew directly into the sky, shuttling between the mountains and ridges, in order to explore the ice and fire eyes. Half a day later, Liangchen stood on a high mountain, his consciousness spreading out, inspecting everything in the distant forest. Xiaochen, through the blue-silver grass in the forest, I sensed the existence of a strong man 3,000 meters away. At this moment, a message came from the blue-silver emperor who was lying on Liangchen's shoulder. Strong one. Most likely a titled Douluo. Hearing what Lan Yinhuang said, Liangchen knew without thinking that it must be Douluo. After searching for so many days, he finally found the result. Title Douluo. Then Xiaochen must be careful and don't go there rashly. Xiaochen, send me to that mysterious space of yours. Ayin felt scared when she heard the words title Douluo. She died because of title Douluo in her previous life. Now she trembles all over when she hears title Douluo. Don't worry. Sister Ayin, I will be careful. With a thought, Liangchen directly sent the blue-silver emperor into the game pet space. This blue-silver emperor was bitten by a snake once and was afraid of ropes for 10 years. There is no need to guess now, Liangchen knows that the title Douluo is Douluo. Because this old man has been corroded by his own martial soul toxin, he has become a poisonous person with a weird personality and decisive killing. Liangchen thought to himself that if he directly contacted Douluo now, he could use Tang San's method to point out the other party's problems, but in that case, he would definitely be beaten up by the old man. He had a soul bone in his body, and if it is accidentally exposed, it will also cause the other party to kill and seize bones. Another way is to kill the opponent with one shot, and it will be over in one fell swoop. However, the opponent has no grudges against him, so it is immoral to kill him like this. Moreover, once the old man dies, Douluo will have no support, and his life will not be easy in the future. Liangchen decided to observe first to see when the old man would leave. After all, his granddaughter was still in the first team of Tianhui Royal Academy, and he could not stay in the forest for a long time. Swish! Liangchen activated his wind and thunder wings, flew several hundred meters into the air, and flew forward. At the same time, he took out his telescope and looked at the area where Douluo was. All. At this moment, screams came from a mountain thousands of meters ahead, which caught Liangchen's attention, so he immediately landed on a tree 100 meters high and quietly observed the direction of the screams. Swish, swish, swish. Suddenly green mist emerged from a cave, and an old man with green skin and equally green hair and beard rushed out and rushed towards a high mountain in the distance. It seems that Douluo's poison has taken effect. This old man is really dressed in green. He is indeed a poisonous person. It was drizzling at the moment, and Douluo's poison was just about to break out. Liangchen felt that the old man's symptoms were similar to those of rheumatoid arthritis. The place where Douluo went was the ice and fire eyes. Now that his poison is attacking, he can only suppress his poison with the help of the two extreme energies of extreme cold and heat in the ice and fire eyes. It is a type of fighting poison with poison. It can be temporarily suppressed and relieved. Just a moment of pain, Liangchen has refined detoxifying pills and found several ways to deal with poisons in the Elixir Codex. Douluo's situation can also be solved. Now the old man is in the mountain call at the Eye of Ice and Fire, using the energy of ice and fire to suppress the poison, and has no time to care about the situation outside the mountain kernel. So Liangchen flew quietly towards the direction of the ice and fire eyes. In order to prevent the other party from discovering him, he flew directly up to 700 to 800 meters in the air, took out his telescope, and checked the situation in the major valleys in the distance. Suddenly, a place showing two lights came into view, and Liangchen seemed to see a mandarin duck hotpot. One side was red, the other side was white, and mist was constantly coming out. finally found the ice and fire eyes. On the top of a mountain thousands of meters away from the ice and fire eye, Liangchen quietly descended, took out the Barrett 22 Malawian kwachas, leaned on a big rock and observed everything in the mountain call through the scope. In the high-power telescope of Barrett 22 Malawian kwachas, Liangchen could clearly see the full picture of the ice and fire eye. A mandarin duck hot pot was surrounded by various rare and exotic plants. Like a plant paradise, there is also a burst of green poisonous mist a few hundred meters outside the mountain kernel. Once an ordinary person steps in, the poisonous mist will immediately corrode and rise directly to the sky. It can be said to be very terrifying. Ah! At this moment, Dugu Bo was sitting cross-legged not far from the Yuanyang hot pot, using cold poison and fire poison to suppress his own toxins. He kept screaming from his mouth, his expression was very painful. Old man Dugu, if you really can't hold on anymore, you can call me for help. I can help you solve your pain permanently at any time. Liangchen felt like a sniper in an ambush at this moment. As long as he gently pulled the trigger, the old man would end the game immediately. However, in order to prevent accidents, Liangchen turned off the insurance, otherwise if he slipped, the other party would suffer. This old man was really unlucky. He had been playing poison all his life, but he had poisoned himself like a ghost. Liangchen remembered that Bibi Dong's 2 spider spirits seemed to be highly poisonous, but the other party was not affected by the poison. A few hours later, the screams in the mountain call stopped, and Dugu Bo successfully suppressed his toxins. Dugu Bo, you have been playing poison all your life, but you can't even cure your own poison. Your son is not strong enough to suppress the poison, so he was poisoned directly. Now my granddaughter is facing the same problem. God, why are you so cruel to our Dugu family? If this continues, our Dugu family will become extinct. Dugu Bo sighed sadly, knowing that he would not live long, but the toxin erosion of his granddaughter Dugu Yen had always given him a headache. Every time the poison attacked, he would be in excruciating pain. If he died one day, his granddaughter would die. What to do? It's time to go back and take a look at the geese. Dugu Bo was very worried about his granddaughter, so he immediately stood up and flew out of the valley, leaving Sunset Forest. After more than 3 hours of guarding, the old man finally left. I feel like I have almost turned into a professional sniper. Liangchen had fully awakened his consciousness before, and could hear Dugu Bo saying to himself that it was not easy to cut off these fairy grasses, so he put away the Barrett 22 Malawian Kwacha's sniper rifle, activated the wind and thunder wings, and shot directly at the ice and fire 2E and flew away from the mountain kernel. I have to say that it is great to have flying skills. You can fly among the mountains as you like. A few minutes later, Liangchen landed directly in the mountain call of the Eye of Ice and Fire. Looking at the hundreds of square meters of red and white spring pool in the center, Liangchen knew that there was a hidden world below, which contained the Ice Dragon King and the Fire Dragon King. Corpse bones, it is precisely because of the 2 divine beasts that the Ice and Fire Eyes were created. If the bones of the 2 Dragon Kings are removed, the energy of the Ice and Fire Eyes will gradually disappear, but Liangchen does not intend to do this. After all, this is a treasured place and cannot be destroyed at will. Sister Ayin, I found a treasure land that contains powerful energy. You should absorb it quickly. Liangchen summoned the Blue-Silver Emperor and asked her to use these powerful energies to accelerate her growth. Oh my gosh! Xiaochen, you actually found such a treasure. This place is full of precious medicinal materials. Although I don't know many medicinal materials, I can feel that these medicinal materials are more advanced than those we found before. As soon as the Blue-Silver Emperor came out, he was immediately shocked by the powerful energy in the valley, and his whole body was shaking with excitement. Sister Ayin, please quickly find a place to absorb this energy. This place is the territory of the previous title Douluo. Now that he has left the Sunset Forest, we must hurry up. Oh. Xiaochen, be careful then. Hearing what Liangchen said, Blue-Silver Emperor was also very nervous, so he immediately ran to a place with the strongest energy and began to absorb it crazily. Buzzing. As a large amount of energy poured into the blue-silver emperor's body, its body grew crazily at the speed of the naked eye, 4 meters, 5 meters, 6 meters, 7 meters, and its vines and leaves became increasingly dense. Liangchen checked out the medicinal materials in this plant paradise. First of all, they were acacia heartbroken red, Qilanbang xianju, 8-petal fairy orchid, fragrant Qiluo fairy product, Qiluo tulip, coxcomb phoenix sunflower, narcissus jade muscle and bone, ink jade sacred bamboo. The most familiar fairy herbs are jiopin ziji and sweet potato golden dragon. Pick these medicinal herbs and put them in a game backpack, leaving only a few rhizomes. Perhaps these medicinal herbs can grow again 180 years later. Hey! Isn't this looking through the autumn dew? Liangchen found a piece of grass with water droplets under its leaves, so he picked it off and dropped the dewdrops into his eyes. Swish! After a while, Liangchen's eyes shot out a more powerful golden light, as if they were like blazing eyes, and he could clearly see things 2,000 meters away. Damn it! These are spirit transformation grass, impatiens, purple ganoderma, and tianqin flower. With these, you can refine the transformation pill. Liangchen had been worried about the blue-silver emperor's future transformation before, but he didn't expect to find these medicinal materials in this valley. Quickly collect these medicinal materials, put them in a jade box, and put them into the game backpack. You can then refine the transformation elixir for the blue-silver emperor. There were hundreds of other precious medicinal materials in the valley, and Liangchen didn't let them go, collecting them all, such as cinnabar lotus, snow silkworm, longji leaves, etc. After getting these medicinal materials, Liangchen came to the edge of the ice and fire eye, preparing to get the star anise ice grass and the fiery apricot vegetable. These two extremely cold and extremely hot plants are not fairy grass, but poisonous weeds. They encountered one alone. Either plant may be fatal, but when the two plants are combined, a balance can be achieved, which is very good for body training. Liangchen discovered the ice and fire Liangyi Dan in the alchemy book, so he planned to add some neutral medicinal materials to help refine these two extremely cold and extremely hot plants into the ice and fire Liangyi Dan. Just do it. Liangchen took out 2 knives and threw them at the roots of the 2 plants. Click, click. 2 voices sounded, and the star anise ice grass and fiery apricot vegetable were cut off by their roots. One of the knives turned into ice cubes, and the other was burned red. Swish! Liangchen set up the medicine cauldron and directly used his soul power to drive the 2 plants into the cauldron. In an instant, the 2 energies of extreme cold and extreme heat met, and they instantly became peaceful, even if they were touched by hand. Chapter 56: The Realm of Life and the Realm of Swords. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Liangchen got the star anise ice grass and the fiery apricot greens, he added some neutral and mild medicinal materials, then put the medicine cauldron into the hot spring water and started to use the high temperature to refine the elixir. An hour later, the ice and fire Liangyi pill was finally refined, but it was a pity that only 2 of them were produced. Liangchen took out the elixir and swallowed one directly. In an instant, 2 alternating hot and cold energies traveled around the body. Hiss! This feeling is like a world of ice and fire. That at this moment, Liangchen felt what it meant to be sour, so he took off his clothes and jumped directly into the center of the ice and fire eyes, preparing to refine these 2 powers. The power of Hunyuan contains everything, and the power of ice and fire is naturally included. Liangchen ran the Hunyuan Ju and began to refine these 2 powers to completely integrate them into himself. In the future, he planned to develop these 2 powers so that when he uses his soul skills, he will have the power of ice or something. The power of fire is very attractive. An hour later, the energy of ice and fire had been completely integrated into Liangchen's body, making his physical body more powerful. However, his soul power did not increase much because the energy in the ice and fire Liangchen Dan was absorbed by his physical body. Swish! Liangchen rushed out of the pool, put on his clothes, and came to the blue-silver emperor not far away to observe its condition. The blue-silver emperor is now about 10 meters tall, and bursts of blue light are constantly glowing from his body. Xiao Chen, my current cultivation level has reached 10,000 years. Thank you for finding such a treasure place and allowing me to restore my 10,000 years of cultivation. Blue Silver Emperor felt Liangchen's aura, stretched out a few branches, woven them into a swing, and wrapped the branches around Liangchen's body, letting him sit on the swing. Now the Blue Silver Emperor's torso is thicker than a bucket, like a big tree, and his strength has become stronger. However, he can't speak yet and can only continue to communicate with Liangchen using his soul. Congratulations, Sister Ain. I have an Ice and Fire Liangyi Dan here, which contains the energy of ice and fire. Can you try it and see if you can absorb these two energies? Liangchen took out the Ice and Fire Liangyi pill and let the Blue Silver Emperor feel it. After all, plants are different from humans. It can be absorbed. I feel that after absorbing this elixir, it will bring me great gains. Thank you, Xiaochen. Blue Silver Emperor rolled up the Ice and Fire Liangyi Dan and began to absorb the powerful energy in it. Buzzing. The energy of ice, fire and rain did not have any impact on the Blue Silver Emperor. Instead, it accelerated its growth. It was seen that its height continued to grow at the speed of the naked eye, and the golden lines on its body became more and more. Sister Ain, I have found the medicinal materials for refining the transformation pill. I can help you refine the transformation pill so that you can completely transform into a human being. Xiaochen, is this true? It is true. Thank you, Xiaochen. After hearing Liangchen say the words transformation pill, the Blue Silver Emperor was very excited, waving the branches all over his body excitedly. With the transformation pill, you don't have to worry about those tidal Douluo in the future, and you can follow him when the time comes. By Liangchen's side, I took care of his life. Sister Ain, please help me guard. I am going to start refining the elixir. If that tidal Douluo comes, we will leave immediately. Don't worry. Xiaochen, I will help you guard it. Liangchen planned to use the hot spring water to make elixirs, which was much more convenient than burning a fire by himself. The Blue Silver Emperor also used his strong mental power to communicate with the blue silver grass within a few kilometers of the valley, and was always on guard. Liangchen plans to use these immortal herbs to refine a magical elixir called Good Fortune Pill, which is several times more effective than taking the immortal herbs directly, based on the medicinal effects of these fairy herbs. Liangchen added many neutral herbs and started to get busy. Buzzing. One day later, the elixir was successfully refined. The moment the cauldron lid was opened, the rich elixir fragrance spurted out and filled the entire valley. Liangchen felt as if he had refined an elixir, so he took out the jade box and put away the fortune pills. This time, he refined a total of 20 fortune pills, which was a great harvest. Good Fortune Pill. The name is quite good, but I wonder how effective it is. Does it have the effect of conquering the heaven and earth? Liangchen looked at these Good Fortune Pills, picked up 2 pills and drank them. The pills melted in his mouth and immediately turned into a magical force that poured into every part of his body. Buzzing. Half an hour later, Liangchen's life goddess Wuhuan appeared, and a lot of changes took place. A set of green magical clothes appeared behind the goddess, like a pair of big wings, which could be used to fly. A green light also appeared around him, covering an area of about 30 square meters. This space was filled with powerful life force. With the blessing of this life force, flowers and plants continued to sprout on the ground under his feet, and with the blessing of the life domain, Liangchen himself will recover immediately as long as he is injured. The scope of the domain will expand as it becomes stronger. Holy shit! This is the realm of life, and the divine costume of the goddess of life has also appeared. It feels like a second awakening. This adds a skill that instantly restores blood. The changes in the spirit of the goddess of life surprised Liangchen, so he took back the spirit of the goddess and summoned the pure June sword spirit to see what kind of changes there were. Chang. As soon as the Chunjun sword appeared, great changes also occurred. The sword body was surrounded by 36 small swords, forming a sword field. There was a skill called sword control. Once the skill was activated, the 36 small swords immediately turned into long swords. Sword attacks enemies. This area can also cover 30 square meters. It can increase one's own attack by 3 times, and can also suppress half of the enemy's attack. As for how much it can really suppress, it depends on the comparison between one's own strength and the enemy's strength. Damn it! Dual Realm 666. Liangchen also didn't expect that the good fortune pill refined from these immortal grasses would be so effective. When his own domain opens in the future, regardless of the effect, he would be handsome anyway. Taking the 2 fortune pills also raised Liangchen's soul power to level 49. This improvement was too fast. Liangchen's god-level martial arts awakened in the field with the blessing of the elixir, and the divine costumes of the goddess of life appeared. If Shui Binger, Zhu Zhuqin and others took it, their martial spirits would definitely undergo earth-shaking changes, the lower the level, the greater the change in martial soul. Xiao Chen, I feel that your martial spirit has changed a lot. Blue Silver Emperor ran to Liangchen at this time and felt the domain of Liangchen's sword. Sister Ayin, my 2 martial arts spirits have awakened their realms. Liangchen summoned the goddess of life again, opened the field, and let the Blue Silver Emperor feel it. Buzzing. Oh my god! Your 2 martial arts spirits are so powerful. Lan Yinhuang has been following Liangchen for more than a month, but he has never seen this guy's martial spirit. Now he knows that he is actually a twin martial spirit. Sister Ayin, this is the good fortune pill that I refined with fairy grass. It has the effect of overcoming the heaven and earth. Take one and see what happens. Liangchen took out a good luck pill and asked the Blue Silver Emperor to absorb it. As for what changes it could make, he didn't know, but at least it could increase her cultivation. Thank you, Xiaochen. Blue Silver Emperor felt that this good fortune pill was more advanced than the previous ice and fire Liangyi pill, so he rolled up the good fortune pill with a branch and began to absorb it. Buzzing. An hour later, the Blue Silver Emperor's body suddenly grew to about 20 meters, with huge branches and leaves covering an area of hundreds of square meters, and a beautiful face appeared in the center of its huge torso, and it could already speak. Speak. Xiaochen, my cultivation level has been directly upgraded to 30,000 years, and I can speak. Liangchen was very shocked when he looked at the beautiful face transformed by the Blue Silver Emperor. He didn't expect that a good fortune pill would allow her to improve her cultivation to such a high level. Sister Ayin, congratulations. Although the human face transformed by the Blue Silver Emperor was the same as her previous life, in Liangchen's opinion, a human face appearing on a huge tree always felt like a monster. Xiaochen, I can recover so quickly only because of your help. It's a pity that I can't transform yet. Blue Silver Emperor was very lucky to be taken away by this little guy. Although he became his pet, the benefits he received were unimaginable. Don't worry, Sister Ayin, there is still a lot of time anyway. I am going to refine some more elixirs, you can help me guard them. Liangchen decided to take advantage of this opportunity to refine more elixirs. Don't worry, Xiaochen. I will always pay attention. If that title Douluo comes, I will take you away immediately. Now that I have restored my 30,000-year cultivation, I have a certain strength, and I can definitely stay here. Protect yourself in a forest. After speaking, the Blue Silver Emperor rushed directly to the top of the mountain, stood outside, and continued his security work. Liangchen took out the medicine cauldron again, came to the hot spring water, and began to refine the Xianqing Dan, which is a medicine with similar effects to the Foundation Establishment pill. Ed Lon and the others will use these medicines when they want to establish a sect in the future. Cultivate more talents. 2 days later, Liangchen successfully refined more than a dozen Xianqing pills, hundreds of top-quality soul power pills and Yuhua pills, and 2 transformation pills. It's time to get out of here. Leave some chance for Dugu Bo. Liangchen chopped a piece of wood with a knife and carved a row of words on it. Dugu Bo, my name is Mtlnovel. I passed by here accidentally and took some medicinal materials from you. I learned that you are deeply troubled by toxins, so I left you with the solution to the toxins. Method, believe it or not, it's up to you. After Liangchen plans to create a force in the future, he will name it Tinglong Pavilion. Write it down now and let Douluo find it. He couldn't find it anyway. Liangchen used 2 pieces of paper to write down the method of cultivating soul power to resolve toxins, and then took out a few detoxification pills and 2 good luck pills, put them in jade bottles, and marked them with a pen. After doing this, put the elixirs and cultivation methods under a dry stone, and put a wooden sign in front of the stone to mark the status of the elixirs. Sister Ain, it's time for us to leave. The opportunity for the ice and fire eyes has been obtained. Liangchen called the Blue-Silver Emperor and prepared to leave this place. Oh well. The Blue-Silver Emperor became 20 centimeters long and suddenly got into Liangchen's arms. Although the 2 eyes of ice and fire can accelerate the growth of the Blue-Silver Emperor, this place is the territory of a tidal Douluo, and it does not dare to stay here alone. Besides, as Liangchen's pet now, it will go wherever its master goes. Sister Ain, why do you always get into my clothes? Liangchen was speechless. There was something wrong with this Blue-Silver Emperor. She had become addicted to it since it got into her arms for the first time. Xiaochen, you are my master, of course I have to follow you. Besides, the aura on your body makes me feel very comfortable and it also helps my cultivation. The branch of Blue-Silver Emperor is attached to Liangchen's chest, and it can absorb the soul power aura emanating from this guy. It feels faster than practicing alone. Sister Ain, are you telling the truth? Hearing what the Blue-Silver Emperor said, Liangchen felt that it should be caused by the power of Hunyuan. The other most important reason is that he has a game plug-in. The Blue-Silver Emperor only changes into the pet space of the game. Become what it is now. Xiaochen, I'm not lying to you. I feel that the soul power you have cultivated is a little different from other people's. In addition to liking the aura of Liangchen, the Blue-Silver Emperor also liked the fact that he was this guy's pet, so of course he had to stick to his master. Okay then. As long as you like it. Now that the Blue-Silver Emperor has not transformed yet, Liangchen thinks it doesn't matter. If she transforms in the future, if she continues to be so clingy, sooner or later she will turn into Chaomunda. Chapter 57 Encounter with Qian Renxue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liangchen has now awakened the divine armor and can fly directly with the divine armor. In addition, his soul power has reached level 49, and his flying speed is extremely fast. He quickly flew away from the area where Douluo lives. This trip was beyond Liangchen's expectations. He originally thought that he would only be able to increase his soul power by a few levels at most, but unexpectedly, his twin martial souls awakened their realms one after another. Even the goddess martial soul awakened a divine outfit. It was so cool. Kaka. Good marksmanship. In the morning of this day, Liangchen shot 2 pheasants with a Glock 21 pistol and prepared for a snack. He had been busy for several days, chewing dry food all the time, and the birds almost disappeared from his mouth. Liangchen was in a good mood, carrying the pheasant and looking for water in the sunset forest. Suddenly there was light 1,000 meters ahead, like a mirror, reflecting light under the sunlight. Liangchen took a closer look and found that it was a small lake, so he quickly flew towards the lake. If there was a lake, then if you have fish, you can also cook a meal of boiled fish. The small lake is located in a forest. It is not large, estimated to be about a few thousand square meters. When Liangchen came to the edge of the lake, he saw a beautiful scenery. Wow! Wow! What came into view were 2 women taking a bath in the lake. One of them had blonde hair, was extremely talented, and looked very noble. At first glance, she was Our Lady. Although the other one is not bad in appearance, she is far from the blonde. And that woman is still bathing the blonde. She should be her maid. Wow! Wow! At the moment, the 2 women were playing in the water and had so much fun that they didn't notice Liangchen's arrival. Damn it! What day is today? I actually saw this kind of scenery, in line with the principle of don't look at anything inappropriate. Liangchen turned around and left. Besides, the blonde woman was still a lady, and there might be powerful guards far away, so he didn't want to cause trouble. Click. Destiny is so magical. When you don't want to find trouble, trouble will hit you directly. Just when Liangchen turned around, he stepped on a dry branch and made a sound, which attracted the attention of the two women in the lake. Ah! Miss, someone broke in. The blonde woman's maid screamed in surprise. Who are you? The blonde woman looked at the young man on the shore, who was facing away from them and holding 2 pheasants in his hands. I'm sorry, girls, I came here accidentally and disturbed you. But I didn't see anything. You continue, I'll leave right away. Liangchen talked nonsense seriously, and then left the place quickly. Moreover, his consciousness sensed that 2 strong men were speeding towards him 1,000 meters away. He did not want to get into trouble. Xiaochen, what did you see? Lan Yinhuang stretched out a branch from Liangchen's collar and sensed the woman behind him. Sister Ah Yin, it's nothing. I just saw the other party bathing in the lake. You should hide better. There are 2 strong men coming quickly from a distance. Liangchen speeded up and left here quickly. He wanted to use his martial soul to fly directly, but his martial soul was too beautiful and easy to remember, and the attached soul bone was too obvious. Besides, in this dense forest, he could use it at any time. The 416 Hong Kong dollars assault rifle can kill the opponent without worrying about safety issues at all. Boy, you want to leave when you see me. How can such a good thing happen? Just stop. At this moment, the blonde woman had already landed on the shore, put on her clothes, and quickly chased after Liangchen. If you tell me to stop, I will stop. Who do you think you are? Liangchen looked back at the blonde woman. Although she was very beautiful, she had a bad temper and was not his type, so he ignored her and continued running into the dense forest. Stop! The blonde woman shouted and continued to chase Liangchen. I've apologized to you before, what else do you want? I'll give you these 2 pheasants as compensation. Seeing that the woman was still trying to catch him, Liangchen tilted his lips and threw the 2 pheasants to the other party. He stepped on the 5 elements confusion steps and within a few breaths, he shook off the pursuit of the blonde woman. Buzzing. The blonde woman had never seen such magical footwork before, it was as fast as lightning, so she activated the martial spirit directly, and saw a humanoid martial spirit attached behind her, and 6 golden wings, which gave her the ability to fly. Miss, what's going on? At this time, the 2 strong men came 100 meters behind the blonde woman, and were shocked when they saw that their young lady actually activated her martial spirit. 2 elders, a strange young man broke into the lake. He must have seen my true face. The blonde woman told the 2 elders about the previous events, and even suspected that the other party was a spy. If so, she had to silence them for her own plan. It's bad. That boy discovered the young lady's face, which may cause major changes to our plan. The 2 old men immediately chased forward. Although they had no flying ability, their speed was astonishingly fast. 2 elders, first capture that boy and bring him over. I want to interrogate his origins. The blonde woman has now transformed into a man. She looks a little less masculine, but at least she looks like a man on the surface. These 3 people are Renxue, the young master of the Wuhuan Palace, and her 2 titled Douluo subordinates, the Snake Spear and the Acorn Douluo. Renxue came to Sunset Forest this time to obtain the 5th soul ring. After successfully obtaining the 5th soul ring, she took a bath in this small lake, while her 2 men were guarding the outermost edge of the lake to prevent the intrusion of powerful soul beasts. Unexpectedly, no soul beast broke in, but a young man broke in, and she also saw the scene of Renxue taking a bath. This was unbearable to her, and the young man's face looked like an ordinary unknown boy. It was inconsistent with his majestic temperament and seemed strange. After Liangchen threw away the blonde woman for thousands of meters, he thought that the other party would not chase her again. Swish! At this time, in a few breaths, the 2 powerful old men chased Liangchen 20 meters away and locked themselves with their powerful auras. Xiaochen, the opponent is a titled Douluo, run quickly. At this time, the blue-silver emperor hiding in Liangchen's chest sensed the dangerous aura and sent a message to him with his soul. Sister Ayin, I also feel that the other party is about the same strength as the dean's grandmother. Liangchen complained in his heart. He thought it was a good thing to see a beautiful woman taking a bath before, but he didn't expect that he would get into big trouble. Boy, you run pretty fast. Quickly surrender and follow us to see the young master, otherwise the consequences will be serious. How could Liangchen be captured without hesitation? If he were caught by these two titled Douluo, his life might be in danger. Damn it! Who are these two guys? Where are the two titled Douluo from the Qian Empire? Are they Qian Renshue's two subordinates? Could it be that the blonde woman from before is Qian Renxue? Damn it! What a bloody plot! Swish, swish, swish. When Liangchen thought of this, he activated the 5 elements tracing steps instantly and jumped out dozens of meters away, surprising the two titled Douluo behind him. This kid is so slippery. What's his footwork? It's so exquisite. This is a little monster that came out of nowhere. At such a young age, his soul power has already reached the level of a high-level soul sect, which is even more incredible than the young master's. Moreover, his mental power is even more terrifying. He has almost caught up with you and me. Liangchen's defiance aroused the interest of the two titled Douluo, so they quickly chased in the direction where Liangchen disappeared, trying to catch this guy back. Two seniors, as titled Douluo, actually used the big one to bully the small one and attacked me, a small soul sect. This is detrimental to your majesty. Liangchen was speeding and sending messages behind him. Boy, I see you are also a genius. Come back with us quickly. I recommend to the young master that as long as you serve her, you will be rich and prosperous. Seeing that Liangchen was extremely talented, the two titled Douluo did not take action to kill him. Instead, they wanted to take him back. So like a cat chasing a mouse, they followed Liangchen closely, planning to wait until his soul power was exhausted. Naturally, it's at your fingertips. I am not interested in glory and wealth, and I cannot serve your young master. If the two seniors pursue me closely, the consequences will be serious. Swish. Liangchen activated his wind and thunder wings and flew hundreds of meters into the air, leaving his two titled Douluo dumbfounded. This kid actually has flying skills. The martial souls of the two titled Douluo, Snake Spear and Guillotine, cannot fly, and they have no flying skills. Even if they jump, they cannot jump that high. Take action. Swish. The two titled Douluo were immediately possessed by martial souls, 2 yellow, 2 purple and 5 black, and 9 soul rings appeared. One was a thinner old man holding a spear, and the other old man was like a pufferfish, with a big belly. The pufferfish is covered with spikes. Using the spirit power of titled Douluo, the two of them ran quickly and chased in the direction Liangchen left. Swish, swish, swish. The titled Douluo was very fast, and he caught up not far behind Liangchen in a few seconds. Boy, stop quickly, otherwise I will take action. Snake Spear Douluo stood briefly in the sky at this moment, holding a snake spear in his hand, pointing at Liangchen, who was 100 meters away in front of him, and shouting. The two seniors don't listen to the advice and plan to take action against me, so I can only give you a ride. Seeing the opponent chasing after him, Liangchen also lost his patience. With a thought, the 416 Hong Kong dollars assault rifle came out of his hand and quickly fired at Snake Spear Douluo. Pft! In a flash of lightning, the bullet instantly hit Snake Spear Douluo's stomach, causing him to fall from a height of 100 meters. Ah! Old Shi! What's going on? But when Galakan Douluo saw Snake Spear Douluo falling from the air and vomiting blood, he was immediately shocked. Old man, something shot through my lungs. That kid is weird. I don't know what he hit me with. At this moment, Snake Spear Douluo was vomiting blood and had a look of horror on his face. He was severely injured with just one blow. It was terrible. Boy, who are you? Douluo jumped on a big tree and looked at Liangchen, who was a few hundred meters away. At this moment, he found that the other party was standing on the top of a 100-meter tall tree. Feng Qinyun looked at him and the injured snake spear calmly. Don't bother me again, otherwise the consequences will be serious. Pfft. Liangchen said lightly, and then quickly fired a shot at the thigh of Agudi Douluo, flew directly up to 1,000 meters in the air, and ignored them. Ah! The bullet instantly hit the Aguda's right leg, directly breaking his leg bone and causing him to fall from the tree. Let's go back quickly, otherwise the young master will be in danger. Snake Spear was shot in the lung, but he was not dead yet. It was terrible to see his old friend's leg broken. Go back quickly. Although the two of them were seriously injured, they were both titled Douluo after all and could still hold on. After 10 minutes, they returned to Renxue. Two elders, you are injured. Renxue was horrified when she saw the miserable state of her two men, especially Snake Spear Douluo. His body was penetrated and his lower body was dyed red with blood. It was very miserable. Anchovy Douluo's right leg was also damaged. Young master, let's leave quickly. That kid is too weird, otherwise the consequences will be serious. That kid also has the ability to fly. At such a young age, his cultivation has reached the level of a high-level soul sect. It's incredible. The two titled Douluo told the story of what happened while chasing the young man. They even suspected that there was a more powerful titled Douluo behind the young man. We will return to Tiando Imperial City immediately, and I will ask the head of the Yi family to treat the injuries of the two elders. Renxue was also frightened by such a big incident, so she asked her maid to simply treat the wounds of the two elders. They quickly left Sunset Forest and returned to Tiando City. After Liangchen wounded the two titled Douluo with an assault rifle, he quickly flew away and did not stop until he was about 10 kilometers away. Even a titled Douluo can't withstand the lethality of the 416 Hong Kong dollars assault rifle. That's great. Liangchen took out the 416 Hong Kong dollars king of chicken and weighed it in his hand. At this moment, he really wanted to shout, who else is there? However, it is understandable that the 416 Hong Kong dollars king of chickens is so powerful, and the titled Douluo is only a mortal and cannot stop it at all. Fortunately, Barrett 22 Malawian kwachas was not used, otherwise the two old men would have died directly. Liangchen didn't expect that during his trip to the Sunset Forest, he would actually meet Renxue, a woman, and he would also injure two of his men. However, he didn't reveal his true face, and he didn't have to worry about what the other party would find out. Chapter 58 The Effect Caused by a Warhead. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liangchen thought that the other party was Renxue. Behind her stood the entire Wuhuan Palace, which was one of the most powerful forces in the Douluo Continent. Now he had injured two of her men, and those two were snake spears. He and the Ayurveda are both titled Douluo. If word reaches the upper echelons of Wuhuan Palace, it will definitely cause a shock. To be on the safe side, Liangchen quickly changed his clothes, set them on fire, and pinched the dream mask a few times, turning into another boy. Fortunately, he had worn a mask before, otherwise he would have had to kill Renxue and his gang today to ensure that he would not be discovered by the Spirit Hall. However, if Renxue was killed by him with one shot, Wuhuan Palace would probably be in trouble. Besides, Renxue was a goddess-level beauty, so it was a pity that she was offline like this. Renxue is a woman who is too proud, stupid, and a masochist. In the original plot, after being defeated by Tang San, this woman actually fell in love with him. In order to impress Tang San, she actually used Ghost Ju Douluo in exchange for her life. You must know that Tang San can be regarded as the son of her father-killing enemy. There are simply no words to describe it. Such a woman is a white-eyed wolf, similar to Bibi Dong. She is worthy of being a mother and daughter. The attributes of a white-eyed wolf are passed down from generation to generation. It's just that now that he, a loser, has come to this world, it has caused some butterfly effects. Tang San's will has been almost wiped out by him, and he can't rise. Whether he can meet Qian Renxue in the future, he will still be a question. Liangchen didn't know what would happen in the future. Anyway, he was taking one step at a time to see if anyone dared to target him with the big killer weapon he had in his hand, he would directly kill the other party. Anyway, in addition to Gu Yuna, there are some titled Douluo on the Douluo Continent. Liangchen does not think that these titled Douluo can survive the attack of Barrett Mk-22. In the evening, Liangchen found a small secret cave and planned to spend the night there. As usual, Lanianhuang knitted a sling bed for Liangchen and let him sleep on it, but she was also very curious about what he encountered today. Xiao Chen, how did you escape the pursuit of the two titled Douluo? That Ayin had been hiding in Liangchen's clothes before. When she felt that the two titled Douluo were chasing this guy, she was very scared and did not dare to show her face. Sister Ayin, have you forgotten? I have wind and thunder wings that can fly up to 1,000 meters in the air. Although the two titled Douluo can fly briefly, they have no flying skills and cannot fly up to 1,000 meters in the air. Naturally, they are chasing. It's not up to me anymore. Liangchen couldn't say that he had defeated the opponent with an assault rifle, so he had to use his flying skills to deal with the Blue-Silver Emperor. I see. The Blue-Silver Emperor had cultivated to level 70, Soul Saint as a human in his previous life, so he naturally knew that if a titled Douluo did not have flying skills, he would not be able to fly to an altitude of 1,000 meters and could only glide briefly at low altitude. Xiao Chen, the woman you saw by the lake before probably fell in love with you, so she wanted to take you back as your little husband. The beautiful face formed on the Blue-Silver Emperor's torso and a pair of beautiful blue eyes stared at Liangchen with a teasing expression. Sister Ayin, aren't you Lan Chao? You actually said such a thing. I feel like you are not serious. Liangchen was speechless. There was something wrong with this Blue-Silver Emperor. How could this be a blue-silver grass? She clearly looks like a Fujoshi. Xiao Chen, I lived as a human for more than 30 years in my last life, and I naturally know about human love. Although I died later, my soul was preserved. Also, who do you think is dishonest? Seeing this guy sleeping on the sling bed he knitted, it looked a bit cute. Blue-Silver Emperor had the urge to tease him, so he stretched out a few vines, got into Liangchen's chest, and tickled him. Hiss. Sister Ayin, stop scratching, it's very itchy. I'm going to bed. Please help Sister Ayin keep watch for me. Liangchen couldn't bear it, so he quickly pulled away the Blue-Silver Emperor's vines with his hands. She was playing tricks on him before she transformed, and he didn't know what she would become after transforming. Go to sleep. I'm here, don't worry. Swish, swish, swish. Lan Yinhuang used many branches to weave a net to cover Liangchen inside, preventing mosquito bites and allowing him to sleep peacefully. After a speechless night, Liangchen quickly left the Sunset Forest early the next morning. He spent a day coming to a small town called Ors, where he found a luxury hotel and prepared to rest for a day and relax his nervous mood. At noon that day, Liangchen was shopping when he suddenly noticed an old man and a girl walking across the street and hurried towards the Sunset Forest. The old man was Douluo. His hair, eyes, skin, and nails were all green, and he exuded a fishy smell that made people's scalp numb. The girl was actually very beautiful, but her complexion it's not very good. His face is a bit pale, and his hair and eyes are also green. It's obvious that he is as deeply poisoned as Douluo. This woman is Douluo, and she is also the granddaughter of Douluo. Now that everyone in the Douluo family is almost dead, they are the only two left. Now Douluo's soul power has reached level 38. The improvement of her strength has also made her poison stronger and stronger. Every time the poison reacts, the pain is excruciating. Before Douluo returned home, he happened to encounter her poison attack. So the old man took her to Sunset Forest and used some herbs to treat her. Douluo has been looking for ways to cure his granddaughter's poison these years, but to no avail. However, he still tried every means to cure Douluo's poison, Liangchen saw the old man taking his granddaughter to the sunset forest, and thought to himself that luckily he had left earlier. If he had stayed for another day, he might have met the old man. It is said that when Renxue returned to Tiando city, she settled the two-titled Douluo, and then, as the prince, brought a lot of money and personally asked Yi Suling, the patriarch of the Jiuxing Haitang family, who is also Yi Lingling's mother, to provide the snake spear and thorn. The two Douluo doctors treated their injuries. Snake spear Douluo's lungs were punctured and he was seriously injured. He would die at any time. If he didn't receive treatment, he might actually ascend to heaven. At this moment, in a secret room in a private manor in Tiando city, Xueqinghe, Renxue's false companion, and several close personnel gathered together, nervously watching Yi Suling's treatment. As for the identity of the snake spear and the agouti, Renxue he had concealed it, but he did not dare to expose the identities of the two spirit hall elders in front of Yi Suling. Jiuxing Haitang's martial spirit has only one function, which is healing. As long as there is still breath, under the treatment of Jiuxing Haitang's martial spirit, it can come back to life. It is simply a bug-like existence, but Jiuxing Haitang is too heaven-defying. As a result, he was cursed that only one 9-star Haitang spirit master could appear in the same generation, and there could only be two 9-star Haitang spirit masters in this world. Yi Suling was a strong contra-warrior, and Jiuxing Haitang's healing ability was very powerful, so he quickly cured Snake Spear Douluo's injuries. Hey! There seems to be a piece of metal inside this senior's right leg bone. While treating the injury on the agouti Douluo's leg, Yi Suling discovered that there was a foreign object inside the opponent's bone. No wonder my right leg has been hurting so much before. It turns out that the bone was injured. Fortunately, Chief Yi discovered the abnormality. Otherwise, I could heal the injury but still couldn't move my leg. At this moment, Galileo Douluo had a sentence in his mind. He didn't know whether to say it or not, and he didn't know what the boy used to hurt him before. I'm sorry for the trouble, Chief Yi. Xueqinghe clasped her fists at Yi Sulu, begging her to save Ayurveda Douluo. Your Highness, you're welcome. It is my bounden duty to treat illnesses and save people. Yi Suling was invited by Crown Prince Xueqinghe to treat the injuries of these two titled Douluo, but she did not inquire about their identities. Old man, bear with me, I'll help you get it out. Snake Spear Douluo directly took out a dagger, scratched and pulled several times on Aegis Douluo's thigh, and directly performed an autopsy on the spot, causing a Jedigu Douluo to clench his teeth in pain. Old Long, can you please be gentle? At this moment, Galileo Douluo thought, I am not your enemy, so why are you so cruel? Old man, just be patient and you'll be fine soon. Snake Spear Douluo said calmly, and directly used the dagger to drill into the thigh bone of Array Douluo several times. Ouch! This operation caused a cold sweat to break out on the head of agouti Douluo. Renxue's pretend companion, Xueqinghe, and some others felt their scalps numb. The two young women turned their heads one after another, not daring to look. Old man, I found that little piece of metal. It's embedded in your bone marrow. I have to crack your thigh bone open to get out the piece of metal. Snake Spear Douluo was also surprised at this moment. What could be so lethal? Old Long, come on. Move faster. As long as the metal can be removed, Chief Yi can heal my leg. Array Douluo gritted his teeth and stamped his feet, and directly asked Snake Spear Douluo to take action. Click, click. Snake Spear Douluo exerted a little force, and in just a few strokes, he drilled a hole in Agony Douluo's thigh bone and took out the metal particle, just like a major surgery. Buzzing. Yi Suling immediately summoned the 9-star Begonia martial spirit and started the treatment. After a while, the injury to the Array Douluo's right leg was restored to its original state. Thank you, Chief Yi. Although Snake Spear and Agatha are titled Douluo, they still respect Yi Suling very much. Seniors, you're welcome. It's my job to treat illnesses and save people. As a 9-star Haitang healing soul master, Yi Suling was often invited by many big families in Tiando city, so she was used to these polite words. Chief Yi, please come this way. Xueqinghe, played by Renxue, saw that his two subordinates had recovered from their injuries, and immediately ordered his servants to send Yi Suling back to Yi Mansion, and also gave him a huge sum of money. Two elders, this is just a piece of copper metal, how can it be so powerful? Renxue returned to her daughter's body at this moment, holding the bullet in her hand and looking confused. If we had been hit in the head or heart by this thing before, I'm afraid we would have died. Old Shi's lungs were punctured. As titled Douluo, we can't block such a copper metal attack and can't react. It's simply unbelievable. Young master, you must inform His Majesty the Pope about this matter and ask her to send someone to investigate. Such strange things must be taken seriously. When Snake Spear and Guillotine thought about their previous encounters, their scalps felt numb. They had practiced to the level of titled Douluo, and they had never encountered such a terrifying power. Two elders, please rest. I will arrange this. Renxue was also aggrieved. In order to catch an ordinary boy, she almost got two titled Douluo involved. What kind of monster was the other person? Even titled Douluo killed him at will. If that kid had taken action against him, he might have ascended to heaven long ago. 2 days later, Renxue walked into the Pope's palace in Wuhuan City and found Bibi Dong. Aren't you afraid of failing the mission if you come back privately at this time? At this moment, in a small courtyard, Bibi Dong met Renxue, but there was a look of disgust on her face. Anyway, she hated people with angelic spirits. You don't have to worry about being undercover, my sister. Renxue also hated Bibi Dong. When she was 6 years old, she awakened the Seraph martial spirit, which was still innate level 20. She wanted to tell her mother Bibi Dong, but she almost got killed by the other party. If it wasn't for herself, her grandfather took action in time, but he might have been killed by his mother. From then on, she no longer called Bibi Dong her mother. When she grew up, she directly called her sister. I have something important to tell you. I met a super genius in the Sunset Forest. Renxue calmly told about the strange boy she met in the Sunset Forest. TSK, you can't even catch up with a boy. I heard you say that the opponent didn't even use his martial spirit. It turns out that your Seraphim martial spirit is so bad. You also said that you are a genius with an innate soul power of level 20. What a genius waste. As soon as Bibi Dong heard that Renxue couldn't even catch a boy, she directly sneered at her. Seeing Renxue holding back, she felt very happy. You can laugh all you want. That young man is very good. I heard from the two elders that he is only about 12 or 13 years old at most, but his soul power reaches that of a high-level soul sect. Furthermore, he has the ability to kill titled Douluo at will. The two Douluo, Snake Spear and Guillotine, were seriously injured by him. This person is definitely a variable. After Renxue finished speaking, she took out the bullet and threw it on the table. Is this true? Bibi Dong was shocked when she heard that the young man could kill titled Douluo at will with the strength of the soul sect. He immediately stood up, picked up the copper metal particles on the table, and looked carefully, but did not see anything. Fame. I don't need to lie to you. Elder Shilong's lungs were punctured, and Elder Gu's right leg was broken. What hit them was such a small piece of copper metal. Maybe you think it's ridiculous, but it's a fact. Titled Douluo has no power to resist in front of this kind of thing. This matter is very serious. Send someone to investigate. Who is that young man? After leaving a few words, Renxue left directly, planning to go back to the pension hall to see her grandfather. She didn't want to stay with Bibi Dong. The two of them started to fight each other and disliked each other when they met. Bibi Dong also felt that the situation was weird. It was too outrageous that the Soul Sect could kill a titled Douluo with his strength, so he returned to the Pope's palace and immediately summoned Guiju and Guiju to find someone to draw the boy Renxue described. He was going to send people to the Sunset Forest to investigate. At the same time, he gave secret orders to the highnesses of the Wuhuan Palace to send people to the mainland. Secretly inquire about that young man. If you can get him into your camp, then you don't have to worry about the salary palace. Bibi Dongming is now the Pope of Wuhuan Palace, but she does not fully control the power of Wuhuan Palace. Only Guizhu and Guizhu can truly obey her title Douluo, so after Bibi Dong got this news, she tried every possible means to find the young man, and decided to seduce him with benefits for her own use. Anyway, it was Qian Renxue who had a conflict with him, so what does it have to do with me, Bibi Dong? As long as he kills Qian Daoliu's group and gives himself complete control over Wuhuan Palace, it doesn't matter what method he uses. Chapter 59 The Declined 9-Star Begonia Soul Master. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The strong men of Wuhuan Palace were searching around the mainland for a strange young man, but Bibi Dong did not tell the grassroots cadres why they were spying on the young man, leaving the heads of the major branch halls of Wuhuan Palace confused, but they had to listen to the secret orders given by the Pope. These grassroots cadres were just bricks in the Wuhuan Palace, and they could be moved wherever they were needed, but they didn't know that the boy was just Yi Liangchen's identity. They searched and searched, but in the end they only found lonely, without any clues, because there was no such person in the world. Qian Daolu was also shocked when he learned about the encounter between the two Douluo Snake Spear and Atlantis, so he directly asked Qian Renxue to give up the undercover mission and return to the salary hall to concentrate on training. The old man was the most important thing for his granddaughter to become a god. As for the matter of seeking political power in the Tiando Empire, it is not important in his eyes. Now a strange young man has appeared. A high-level soul sect can kill title Douluo at will. It's too outrageous. My granddaughter even had a conflict with that young man. She was afraid that one day he would be killed by others, and then she would not be able to kill him. A place to cry, but Qian Renxue is a strong person who likes to get into trouble and is determined not to give up the undercover mission. This is the next mission that she personally undertakes. If she gives up like this, she will definitely be ridiculed by Bibi Dong. Seeing his granddaughter's insistence, Qian Daolu had no choice but to agree to Qian Renshue's continued undercover service in the Tiando royal family, and asked her to be careful. If Yi Liangchen knew that Qian Renxue wanted to find out his identity with a bullet, he would definitely say, "Hey! You are such a fucking talent." At this moment, Yi Liangchen was leisurely rushing back to Tiando City, enjoying various scenery along the way and feeling very happy. Now that the jelly grass has been cut off by him, the Shrek 6 monsters cannot rise, and Shrek Academy can only eventually disappear into oblivion and disappear into history. At the same time, in the mountain call of the Eye of Ice and Fire, the fates of Dugu Bo and Dugu Yen have changed. Grandpa, my martial spirit has evolved into a dragon. At this moment, Dugu Yen looked at her brand new martial spirit and cheered excitedly. Even the toxins were gone. After taking the detoxification pill, all the toxins in her body disappeared. There was no longer any toxin erosion, and she felt extremely comfortable. Yen, the fate of our Dugu family has been changed. Who is Master Tinglong? He actually solved our poison like this. We must find him in the future and thank him for his life-saving grace. Dugubo's martial spirit also evolved into a dragon, or a green dragon to be precise. When he just returned to the valley, he found that all the medicinal herbs in the valley had been swept away, which almost made him angry, but then he found a man named the Strong Man from Tinglong left behind the problem of solving toxins. At first, he couldn't believe it. After trying the cultivation method he left behind, the effect was amazing. Then he took the detoxification pill and the fortune pill. From then on, his fate changed. Now he has become much younger, the toxins on his body have disappeared, and his personality has improved a lot. Grandpa, the other party can easily change our destiny. It feels like a god. Where can we find it? Let it go. Maybe one day we will meet each other. Yen, your soul power has broken through to level 40. Grandpa will take you to hunt soul beasts. Okay. Grandpa. By the way, Yen, now that your martial spirit has evolved, you should avoid interacting with Yu Tianheng from the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus family. Grandpa, I have long seen that guy's intentions are not pure. People from the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus family, you are very proud. If you get married, Grandpa is afraid that you will be angry. Grandfather. Yen, listen to Grandpa, if we meet Lord Tinglong in the future, we have to defect to him. If he has sons and grandsons, then Yen's chance will come. Anyway, he is stronger than Yu Tianheng. Grandpa, stop talking. We haven't found anyone yet. Just send your granddaughter away. Dugu Yen was also speechless. Although his fate was changed by Lord Tinglong, there was no need to involve himself in it. I feel that my grandfather is quite unruly. Yen, let's go find the spirit beast. Dugu Bo was in a good mood. He took his granddaughter out of the valley and walked into the depths of the sunset forest. Now his martial soul has evolved into a green dragon, and his soul power has been raised to level 93. Finally, he no longer has to bear the weight of the weakest title Douluo. Name, Liangchen didn't know yet that he had specially left the name Tinglong in the mountain call at the Eye of Ice and Fire, which had already attracted Dugu Bo's attention. At this moment, Liangchen has returned to Tiando City and plans to stay in this prosperous imperial capital for a few days. He was too busy last time and there are many places he has not been to yet. This morning, Liangchen came to a street and suddenly saw a masked woman walking into a medical clinic in front of him. Although this woman was masked, she had a good temperament and was obviously a beauty. The medical center she walked into was about 500 square meters in size. It was a 3-story building with a security room at the door. 2 Soul Sect level Soul Masters were sitting inside. There were several large characters above the door of the medical center. Yi Shi's medical clinic. Ye's medical clinic. Could it be that it was opened by the Jiuxing Haitang family? The masked woman before that was probably Yi Lingling. Liangchen had a good impression of Yi Lingling, a beauty. In the original plot, she also joined the royal fighting team and disappeared after the finals. With curiosity, Liangchen walked towards the medical clinic ahead, wanting to meet this treasured girl Yi Lingling. When Liangchen walked into Ye's medical center, he saw a top-notch beautiful woman treating many people. There were several young men and women beside her to help, including the masked beauty. There were quite a few people queuing up to see the doctor. There were about 70 or 80 people there, keeping the young men and women very busy. Young man, are you coming to see a doctor too? An old man with a bad complexion saw Liangchen sitting next to him and thought that the little guy looked so good and didn't look sick at all. Uncle, I'm not here to see a doctor. I picked some medicinal materials in the mountains and plan to sell them to the medical center. Let's see if they accept it. Liangchen's purpose is to get in touch with the people of the Jiuxing Haitang family. This family was once called the Immortal Haitang Sect, and together with the 7 Kills Sect and the Jiutian Nifeng Sect, they were called the 3 Earth Sects. Due to the suppression of the big forces, the Jiutian Nifeng Sect completely disappeared. Ma Hongjun may be the only descendant of the Jiutian Nifeng Sect, and he is of impure blood. Only Sword Douluo is left in the 7 Kills Sect, and the Immortal Haitang Sect has also disappeared. Little brother, what medicinal materials do you have? The beautiful woman who was treating the patient was attracted by Liangchen's words, so she asked curiously. Sky blue star, phoenix spirit grass, blue bell flower, Andrographis paniculata, Yapingxiang, Chonglu. I wonder if your medical center accepts them. Liangchen does have these precious medicinal materials on his body. As an alchemist, he will naturally collect precious medicinal materials when he sees them. Hey! Little brother, these are precious medicinal materials. It seems that you also know medical skills. Know a thing or two. Little brother, my name is Yi Suling, and I am the patriarch of the Jiuxing Haitang family. Our medical center has collected these medicinal materials from you. As soon as she heard that the young man in front of her had valuable medicinal materials, Yi Suling expressed her stance on the spot. Liangchen was very surprised that this beautiful woman was the patriarch of the Jiuxing Haitang family. She actually worked in a small medical clinic. It turns out that the senior is the Yi clan leader of the Jiuxing Haitang family. I have admired him for a long time. At this time, several patients explained to Liangchen, young man, Chief Yi is kind-hearted and often treats ordinary people like us, and the fees are very cheap. He is the most famous doctor in Tiando City. Chief Yi is really amazing. Just give these medicinal materials to Senior. Yi Liangchen cupped his fists and saluted Yi Suling. Just because she treated ordinary people as a contra, she deserved respect, so she took out a bunch of precious medicinal materials from the Soul Guide and gave them to the medical center. We 9-star Haitang Soul Masters are originally healing Soul Masters. It is our bounden duty to treat illnesses and save people. Little brother, your medicinal materials are very precious, and I can't take them for nothing. Lingling, give me some money. Yi Suling ordered her men to collect the medicinal materials and let her daughter withdraw the money. Senior, there's really no need. You should also be able to see that I'm a soul master and I'm not short of money. The juniors have also learned medical skills, and there are so many patients waiting for them. Why don't I help the seniors and treat everyone together? Yi Liangchen refused to accept money and even proposed the idea of treating the patient, which aroused the curiosity of Yi Suling, Yi Lingling and others. Oh. Little brother can also see a doctor, please show me your medical skills. Yi Suling said with a smile, becoming more and more interested in this young man. Uncle, you have stomach bloating. I will prescribe 3 medicines for you. You can cook 1 medicine each time and drink it 3 times. You will be fine in the future. Eat less food that is not easy to digest. Auntie, you have a mental disorder caused by poor sleep. I will prescribe some medicine for you. After taking it, you will have good sleep quality and be energetic. Yi Liangchen went straight to work, and once his consciousness opened up, he realized that the ailments of these patients were completely childish to him, an idiot like him. Old man, you have a stiff neck, I will cure it for you right away, click. The old man twisted his neck and said excitedly, little brother, I'm fine. You're really good. Yi Liangchen's smooth operation also blinded everyone's eyes. In less than 2 hours, he had finished treating patients number 70 and 80. Little brother, you are so awesome. Before the patients left, they all gave Yi Liangchen a thumbs up. Master, this little brother treats patients too fast. Several young men and women in the medical center had never seen such speed of medical treatment before, and it really refreshed their understanding. Little brother, what's your name? Why don't you come and work in my medical clinic? I'll give you 1,000 gold soul coins a month. Yi Suling personally checked and found that the symptoms of the patients Yi Liangchen saw were all correct, and none of them were misdiagnosed. He felt that this little guy's medical skills were better than his own. Yi Lingling also stared at Yi Liangchen curiously with her beautiful eyes, but she had a cold personality and was unwilling to speak. Senior Yi, there is no need to talk about work. There is a solution to the curse of your Jiuxing Haitang martial soul. Do you want to listen? Yi Liangchen directly released this bomb-like news, deliberately attracting the attention of Yi Suling and Yi Lingling. You guys should get off work first. The medical center is temporarily closed today. Yi Suling ordered several other men and women to leave the hospital, including the 2 soul master guards at the door, then closed the door and took Yi Liangchen to a basement of the hospital. Little brother, who are you? Yi Suling and Yi Lingling were the only ones left in the secret room. They were also shocked that this guy knew about the curse of Jiuxing Haitang's martial soul. The junior's name is Yi Liangchen. I heard from the elders in the family that the Jiuxing Begonia martial spirit is very magical, but it is cursed. I would like to know why this martial spirit is cursed. Maybe there is a way to solve it. Senior, do you want to try? Yi Liangchen plans to bring the Jiuxing Haitang family into his own influence in the future. This kind of soul master is simply the best healer. As long as he has a breath, he can save people. Little brother, are you telling the truth? Yi Suling was very excited when she heard this young man say that there was a way to solve the problem of the 9-star Begonia curse. Mom, his name is Yi Liangchen. Could it be related to our Yi family? Yi Lingling also took off her veil at this time, and was very curious about Yi Liangchen's identity. Yes. Your name is Yi Liangchen. What is your martial spirit? Yi Suling stared at this young man, wondering if he was a child of his own family who was living abroad. I have nothing to do with your Yi family. I came here just to give Senior Yi a blessing. Do you want it? Liangchen took out his mask. Since he decided to win over these two 9-star Begonia soul masters, he could show his true face. Oh my God! Little brother, it turns out that this is your true face. You look like a stranger, like a jade, and you are like no other in the world. Daughter, what do you think of little brother Yi? Ah! Mom, what are you talking about? After seeing Yi Liangchen's true face, Yi Suling and her daughter were immediately shocked. This little guy was so handsome, Yi Suling thought to herself, if I were 20 years younger, I would definitely pursue this little guy. Senior Yi was joking. No matter how good-looking you are, it's just a skin. Yi Liangchen thought to himself that appearance is justice. Sure enough, in any world, good looks can always leave a good impression on others. Little brother, let me call you my nephew. You help us solve the curse. What do you want us to do? As the clan leader, Yi Suling also understands that there is no free lunch in the world. I would like to ask Senior Yi to join Tinglong Pavilion. Tinglong Pavilion? Why haven't I heard of it? That is the organization I plan to create in the future. It has not been established yet. Of course Senior Yi doesn't know about it. My dear nephew, you are trying to spread the pie. Yi Suling was also confused by Yi Liangchen's operation. She wanted to join the organization before it was established, which felt a bit unreliable. Senior, you can think about it. By the way, Lan Xiaodai, the dean of Tianshui College, is my elder, and I should know him. The reason why I help Senior Yi is because I don't want the 9-star Haitang spirit master to disappear into history. If Lan Xiaodai and the others want to establish a sect in the future, they must recruit more talents. Yi Liangchen thinks that the Jiuxing Haitang family is very good. You are from Tianshui College? Didn't you say that Tianshui College only accepts women? Yi Lingling was shocked. She didn't expect that this guy actually came from Tianshui College, where there are so many beauties. My parents have a very good relationship with the dean of Tianshui College. My parents died unexpectedly when I was only a few months old. It was the dean of Tianshui College who raised me. I have grown up in the college since I was a child. Yi Liangchen revealed part of the information to the other party. Anyway, his life experience would be known to people sooner or later, so it didn't matter. Besides, he could kill title Douluo with the 416 Hong Kong dollars assault rifle before, so he didn't have anything to worry about. Your parents have a very good relationship with the dean of Tianshui College, and your surname is Yi. Are your parents' names Yi Feng and Lu Ruiyan? When Yi Suling heard what Yi Liangchen said, she immediately guessed the true identity of this little guy. Senior Yi knows about my parents? Yi Liangchen thought to himself, are his parents that famous? Yi Feng and Lu Ruiyan are unparalleled geniuses and a magical couple. Their fame is known throughout the continent. Unfortunately, they were killed by a mysterious strong man and died unexpectedly. Shui Lanxin and Shui Lanyue have been anonymous since then. And the deans of Tianshui College have become Lan Xiaodai and Lan Xiaoling. Now it seems that they are here to protect you. I didn't expect you to be the child of Yi Feng and Lu Ruiyan. As the leader of the clan, Yi Suling was well informed and quickly clarified some issues. Senior Yi is really as sharp as a bead. Yi Liangchen thought to himself that these powerful contra-warriors were all very clever. It seemed that Aunt Lan and the others were hiding their names, thus burying their loneliness. Chapter 60 Conquering the 9-star Begonia Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Suling thought, since this little guy is the child of Yi Feng and Lu Ruiyan, he will definitely seek revenge on that mysterious strong man in the future. In this way, his family may still be involved, but look at this little guy's appearance. He looked calm, as if everything was under his control. Nephew, have you found your enemy? Yi Suling asked curiously. I found him. The opponent is just a level 95 title Douluo. You can easily kill him at any time. Senior Yi doesn't have to worry about being implicated in joining my organization. Let me tell you the truth. Now my Aunt Lan is already a level 96 title Douluo, and the Dean's Grandma Shui Lingfeng has also reached a level 93 title Douluo. These are 5 high-level soul Douluo who are close to the title Douluo. Tianshui Academy. After that, we will establish a sect and not be attached to any force. This is just superficial power. Behind me there are mysterious extreme Douluo experts and several title Douluo above level 95, but I can't use them now. Those powerful people are generally not born. The Tinglong Pavilion I will create in the future will also allow everyone to live freely and not go to war with any force. Even if others want to start a war with me, we will still have strong power to destroy each other. Yi Liangchen directly revealed some trump cards to solve Yi Suling's worries. After all, the Jiuxing Haitang sect was once suppressed by big forces, such as the Qibao Glazed sect, Wuhuan Palace, etc. It is said that the Wuhuan Palace in Qian Oliu's era suppressed the 3 earthly sects. Zong. Shui Lanxin actually reached level 96 title Douluo. What kind of adventure did she get? It's terrible. Mom, there is an ultimate Douluo behind him. Yi Suling and her daughter were so shocked by the news that Yi Liangchen broke. The powerful force behind this little guy could change the current situation of the Soul Master world. It was too scary. Xian nephew, I agreed, and the Jiuxing Haitang family joined your organization. After that, you and I went to Tianshui College to have a look. Shui Lanxin and I also knew each other before. She was about the same strength as me before, but I didn't expect that she has already a level 96 title Douluo. It's really unexpected. Hearing that there was such a powerful force behind Yi Liangchen, Yi Suling declared on the spot that she must seize this opportunity. Then I welcomed Senior Yi to join me, but I would like to ask Senior not to reveal the power behind me to the outside world for the time being. Yi Liangchen still wanted to remain mysterious and not be too high profile, otherwise some people would jump out and cause trouble, and he would have to kill again and again, which would be very troublesome. My dear nephew, I understand why a big tree attracts the wind. Don't worry. Now that I have decided to join your organization, I am one of my own. Yi Suling patted her chest and promised Yi Liangchen that she would never reveal the matter casually. Yi Liangchen, what level is your soul power now? It feels like your soul power is higher than mine. Yi Liangling stared at Yi Liangchen and asked curiously. Buzzing. Yi Liangchen directly summoned the spirit of the goddess of life, as well as the 4 yellow, purple and black spirit rings. My soul power is level 49 now, so just give it a try. Yi Liangchen introduced his strength calmly. In his opinion, this strength is nothing. Oh my God! Nephew, your martial soul is so beautiful. The yellow, purple and black soul rings match it. How did you do it? My dear nephew, you should be only 12 years old this year. Among your peers, you are unparalleled. You can be said to be a genius. Yi Su has been flexible for decades, but he has never seen such a monster genius. Moreover, this little guy is too young. He has such strength at the age of 12. This is a real dragon, and he will definitely soar above the 9 heavens in the future. A 12-year-old with a 49-level soul power, Yi Liangchen, do you think this is barely enough? Then how am I going to live with a 14-year-old with a 35-level soul power? What kind of martial spirit is this of yours? It's so beautiful. Yi Lingling was very shocked when she saw this guy's beautiful martial spirit. She usually didn't like to talk, but she talked a lot in front of Yi Liangchen. My martial spirit is called the goddess martial spirit. It's not as exaggerated as you say. Since Senior Yi is willing to join, then I will solve the curse problem for you. These are 2 fortune pills, which have the effect of conquering the heaven and earth. They can evolve the martial soul. As long as you take them, the curse problem will be solved. Seeing that the other party had expressed his stance, Yi Liangchen directly took out 2 good fortune pills and handed them to the 2 of them. Thank you, nephew. Yi Liangchen, thank you. Although Yi Suling and Yi Lingling didn't know what the creation pill was, judging from the rich fragrance of the pill, it was definitely extraordinary. The two took the elixir and drank it immediately. The elixir melted in the mouth and turned into a magical energy that poured into the limbs and bones. Buzzing. Half an hour later, powerful soul power auras erupted from the two of them, and their martial spirits also appeared one after another, and also changed. The original petals were purple with 9 golden stars in the middle, but now the petals turned white. The 9 stars in the middle became 10, and became the 10-star Begonia, which can also be called the Sacred Heart Begonia. Mom, I feel that the curse power in my body has disappeared. The Wuhuan curse was lifted, and Yi Lingling's personality became cheerful and lively. Daughter, I feel it too. Now that our martial soul has evolved into the 10-star Begonia, we no longer have to be bound by the curse. Mother. Daughter. Yi Suling and Yi Lingling were very excited at the moment. They hugged each other and cried bitterly to vent their emotions. Damn it. Just because of this matter, the two women cried, and they really thought they were no longer outsiders. Yi Liangchen shook his head helplessly, walked to the sofa on the other side and sat down, letting them cry enough. 10 minutes later, Yi Suling led Yi Lingling to Yi Liangchen and knelt down to worship him. Greetings to the Pavilion Master. I, Yi Suling, swear by my martial spirit that I will be loyal to the Pavilion Master to the death from now on. If I violate it, I will not die a good death. I, Yi Lingling, swear by my spirit that I will be loyal to the Master of the Pavilion to the death. If I violate it, my spirit will be broken and I will die. The two girls are now sincerely convinced by Yi Liangchen. In order to show their loyalty, they even swore a poisonous oath. Moreover, this little guy is the most evil genius in his own right and is worthy of their investment. Senior Yi, it doesn't need to be so grand, right? Get up quickly. Yi Liangchen was startled by the two women's statements, and he quickly helped the two women up. He couldn't bear to be knelt down and saluted at such a young age. My dear nephew, Sister Shui Lanxin and I are about the same age. If you don't mind, just call me Aunt. You saved our Jiuxing Haitang family. From now on, our family will always be loyal to you. Yi Suling held Yi Liangchen's hand and stared at his extremely handsome face, just like a mother-in-law looking at her son-in-law. The more she looked at him, the more interesting he became. This little guy was so rare. TSK. Xiaochen, your eyes and face really look like Lu Ruyan, and those sword-shaped eyebrows are similar to Yi Feng's. They are indeed the offspring of the two of them. Yi Feng, Lu Ruyan, you two really gave birth to a good son. Yi Suling looked at Yi Liangchen and remembered the fairy couple that the world envied so much. Now she directly calls Yi Liangchen Xiaochen. Yi Liangchen felt that this woman was too enthusiastic, so he quickly changed the topic. Aunt Yi, now that Miss Lingling's soul power has exceeded level 40, why don't we go to the Sunset Forest to hunt for her 4th soul ring? After successfully subduing 2 9-star Begonia soul masters, as their boss, Yi Liangchen naturally had to help his subordinates solve the soul ring problem. Mom, we only remembered the breaking of the curse just now, but we didn't expect that my soul power had broken through to level 40. It's amazing. Yes. Even my soul power has broken through 2 levels, reaching level 87. After Yi Liangchen's reminder, the mother and daughter felt that their soul power had improved. Today's surprise was really too great. Then I'll go back to the academy right away and ask for leave. Yi Lingling is still studying at Tiandu Royal Academy. Hunting soul beasts takes a long time, so she has to go back and ask for leave. Daughter, don't tell the academy about the evolution of your martial soul. Just tell the teacher that there is something going on at home. Yi Suling told her daughter not to reveal the truth. Got it, Mom. Yi Lingling was not a fool and knew the seriousness of the matter. After walking out of the hospital, he quickly rushed towards Tiandu Royal Academy. Xiaochen, what do you think of my daughter? Yi Suling took Yi Liangchen to the living room on the 2nd floor, poured him a cup of tea, and looked at him with a smile. Aunt Yi, Miss Lingling is very good. She is beautiful, gentle and kind. She is a great beauty. Yi Liangchen told the truth, Yi Lingling was indeed a great beauty, and of course he had to praise the beauty. Then do you have a girlfriend? If not, you can get along with my daughter. Even if you do, it'll be fine. Yi Suling felt that this little guy had strength, intelligence, good looks, and a great background. He was the first choice for his son-in-law. Moreover, since he had joined his force, he would have more prospects in the future, so he had to seize the opportunity for his daughter. Aunt Yi, something is wrong with you. Let's not talk about this issue. Yi Liangchen was shocked by the woman's words and almost spit out the sip of tea he just drank. Aunt Yi, don't let others know about your joining my force for the time being, so as not to attract the attention of all forces later, keep it as it is for the time being. Auntie understands what you mean. You want to develop your power quietly. This is a good thing. Yes. That's it. After all, I haven't discussed with my elders about establishing Tinglong Pavilion. Ha! You are really a talent. Yi Suling chatted with Yi Liangchen about many things and was very optimistic about this little guy. 2 hours later, Yi Lingling returned to the hospital with an excited smile on his face. Yi Suling was going to go back to her family to hire someone. After all, she was just a healing contra with no attack power. Aunt Yi, let's go straight away. I have a titled Douluo following me. I can take action at any time without bothering others. Besides, I can handle hunting a 4 to 5,000-year-old spirit beast for Miss Lingling by myself. When I obtained the 4th spirit ring, I killed a 23,000-year-old golden eagle alone in the sunset forest. Yi Liangchen didn't want too many people to know about him at the moment, so he told the two of them that an H could help Yi Lingling get the 4th soul ring. Xiao Chen, you killed a 23,000-year-old golden eagle by yourself. That was a spirit beast at the level of an aerial overlord, but the mother and daughter didn't know what words to use to describe this guy's outrageous behavior. So there's nothing to worry about. Yi Liangchen spread his hands to show that there was someone behind him to ensure everything was safe. Okay. Then let's go buy some things and leave right away. Yi Suling immediately packed some things and made some preparations. Yi Liangchen put on a mask as usual and turned into an ordinary handsome guy, and Yi Lingling also put on a veil to cover her face. Yi Liangchen, your mask is quite magical. Yi Lingling saw this guy put on a transparent mask and pinched his face a few times, and then his appearance changed. Xiao Chen's face is too conspicuous. If you don't cover it up, you will easily be spotted by many beauties in Tiando City, especially some noble ladies. They will definitely be unable to walk when they see a handsome guy of Xiao Chen's level. Yi Suling stared at Yi Liangchen and teased her, thinking that even if this guy put on a mask, he still couldn't hide his majestic aura. Aunt Yi, you are joking, let's go. Good. The three of them walked out of the hospital, bought some necessities for entering the Soul Beast Forest and a carriage, and headed towards the Sunset Forest along the official road. Yi Liangchen didn't expect that after going around in circles for a while, he would have to go to the Sunset Forest again, but this trip was worth it because he conquered the only 2 remaining 9-star Begonia spirit masters in the world. Aunt Yi, how many people are there in your Jiuxing Haitang family now? Yi Liangchen asked curiously. Xiao Chen, our family has completely declined in our generation. Our family was once called the Immortal Sect by the world, and together with the 7 Kills Sect and the Jiutian Nifeng Sect, it was collectively known as the 3 earthly sects. Later, it was suppressed by big forces, and many of them after the decline, only Sword Douluo was left in the 7 Kills Sect, the 9 Heavens Nifeng Sect completely disappeared, and because of the curse, our Jiuxing Haitang can only have 1 descendant in a generation, and only 2 people can survive in this world. My father passed down to my generation. He died the moment my daughter awakened the 9-star Begonia martial spirit. From then on, my daughter didn't like to talk and she often wore a veil. There are only about 20 people in our family now. If you hadn't solved the curse problem of our martial soul, Xiaochen, it is estimated that our Jiuxing Haitang martial soul would have completely disappeared in a few years. Yi Suling slowly told Yu Liangchen the current situation of the family. They had already joined the little guy's force anyway, and there was nothing to hide. Then Aunt Yi, what is your husband's martial spirit? Yu Liangchen was very curious about Yi Lingling's father. This girl actually took her mother's surname. Could it be that her father was also a son-in-law? My father's martial spirit is a sword, but he died a few years ago. At this time, Yi Lingling's voice sounded, with a hint of sadness. Ah. Aunt Yi, Miss Lingling, I'm sorry, Yu Liangchen did not expect that Yi Suling was still a widow, just like Lan Xiaodai and the others. Xiaochen, it's okay. Our Jiuxing Haitang family has been suppressed by powerful forces in recent years. My husband died under such circumstances. We only have some insignificant industries left today, such as the medical clinic you saw before. Most of our business competitors have been instructed by powerful forces to suppress us, leaving us living in a crack in the past few years. Yi Suling slowly told the current situation of the Jiuxing Haitang family, as if she was complaining to Yi Liangchen, but now that this little guy has lifted the curse of Jiuxing Haitang's martial spirit, it can be regarded as a turning point. Yi Liangchen guessed that the person suppressing the Jiuxing Haitang family now might be Ning Fengji of the Qibao Glazed Sect. That guy looks like a humble gentleman on the outside, but in fact he is a master of various tactics. Otherwise, the Qibao Glazed Sect's industry would not be spread throughout the entire country. Empire, in the original plot, when Bon Douluo learned that Tang San had twin martial souls at Shrek Academy, he secretly proposed to Ning Fengji to kill him. Of course, Ning Fengji rejected it, mainly because he was afraid that Tang's sledgehammer would hit the door with a hammer.